broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of guessing time. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. Oh, wait, I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of guessing time. I'm just enough to make you smile, and you need me to hold you close, and all your fears that you dream of will disappear. and I look down, and all your fears have run aground. Then you said, all I ever wanted was to love like this. All I ever needed was to feel like something more than a closed door flat on the floor. I can offer so much more. All I ever wanted was to feel at ease. All I ever needed was to get up off my feet. 'Cause I believe in love. Hold on just a little. We'll meet right here in the middle ground is where we'll stand. Let go of the brittle, 'cause you'll find life is a riddle that we're not meant to understand. But understand. When I let you go, ooh, I just pull you closer. Ooh. I can't understand where it came from, but you got it, I got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip as pulled you into me. When I let you go, it just pulled you closer. It's a long departure. Before I see you again, before it all makes sense, but I can't hold you back. And I still don't understand where it came from, but you're back in with the passion. I'm awake with the flame in a hailstorm. I'm back in, I gotta have it. Everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip as pulled you into me. When I let you go, it just pulled you closer. It's a long departure.
Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the TJ Diamond League here at Connecting Esports. It's good to be back. I'm Idos Alex, and I'm joined tonight by Jason07 alongside me in the booth, and Winter. It's great to have him back here with us as well. Jason, we come here tonight with Justice League vs Paralympic Esports. It's going to be a good game, I feel, and one that I'm I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think so too. I've looked a bit into these teams. They seem to be very, very interesting. A few one tricks here and there, but mostly very, very solid matches to us, if I can say so. And we, as you said already, it's going to be the third day of TG Diamond League, and it's going to be Paralympic versus Justice. And yeah, actually very excited for this game today. So let's hop into the pro drafts. I think one of them is not in possession of all the champions, so they're going to have this online draft to be sure that they can get every champion first picked if needed. Now, we actually see the first man being a Qiyana. High priority, of course.
Yeah, of course, going for that Qiyana ban straight away. Still relatively broken in terms of how she is and how she plays. Of course, then Paralympic straight away going for that Qiyana ban. Not Qiyana, sorry, going for that Cassiopeia ban to counteract. Obviously, Cassio, still a very strong mid lane pick at this current meta, only going to get stronger. So as we wait for that second ban to come in, I'm really sort of not surprised. With the first two bans, obviously Qiyana still being one of those very strong meta champions, alongside Cassiopeia slowly coming back into the meta. And obviously, what we're going to be expecting to see now is a lot more tanks being played, especially in that top mid lane, just due to the fact that the meta is now shifted with the start of Season 10, with the removal of some of the actual abilities of Conqueror, and also the full removal of Kleptomancy, removing a lot of, potential for those more bruiser top lane players. So it's going to be interesting to see. We're just waiting for that second Justice ban to come in. But of course.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Senna ban, as they are chatting a bit in the lobby already, saying that there might be slight technical issue, but that's fine. They're going to go for the Yuumi ban?
Well, that could potentially just be... Oh, okay, so we've just been told that it's actually a Senna ban, because for some reason she's not on the site yet. So Senna is banned from this. Again, Jason, one we've expected. Senna, one of those newer champions. Yes, she is quite balanced at the moment, but she is still very, very strong in her own right, and still very, very, very powerful in her own right. And coming in, the Jarvan ban, one of the strongest junglers, and then the Morgana ban. They're targeting that support, and they are very much making sure that the strong supports do not get picked tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to what the last ban here is going to be, because that's going to be deciding what the first pick and the priority of Justice will be.
A Ryze ban. I've not seen one of them for a while. At least in a,
very hard into the late game, and his mid game is insanely strong if he gets 1 or 2 kills in lane. So rather unstoppable force. Also, we saw a lot of outplays at LCS, at Worlds, everywhere, with Ryze backdooring, with Ryze going behind the pit and dragon and everything. And these new dragons are going to be a very, very important factor today. Now, for the first pick, this priority pick is going to be the Heimerdinger on the side of Justice. Also, we've seen this guy already here on stream, actually, when Legacy played.
Heimerdinger. I've lost all respect for Justice already for picking Heimerdinger, but we'll see how they play. Heimerdinger, one of those very, I hate saying this, but I'd say one of those very easy to play champions. Very easy to, not easy to master, but quite easy just to get in, learn, and actually play at a competent level. Mainly using your abilities alongside then the counter pick straight away, that Vlad. So that, that Heimer into that Vlad. Vlad's got a lot of, get out. He's got a lot of escape. He's got a lot of damage avoidance. Heimer is relying on his Q to deal damage at this point in time, at least, early game, because that is what you'll start with. He's going to struggle really to lane against that Vlad early, and I think that his poke is just going to slowly start to whittle away at any advantage.
I mean, you give the first levels to Heimerdinger, obviously, but let's say past level 6, Heimerdinger is actually going to fall off into Vladimir. Vladimir also being able to sustain off the turrets while taking out some damage, so that's a good counter pick there.
ADC pick coming in as well, Jason. Caitlyn and a Jax Now, is that going to be a Jax top lane or a Jax jungle? We've seen I've seen a lot recently that Jax starting to be played a bit more top lane, especially just due to the fact that you build him tanky, he will not die. That's at least what I've noticed. But of course, obviously, that Jax jungle is still very, very strong, especially with the fact that those jungle timers have come down this season. Very much a higher possibility indeed. And obviously, that Caitlyn AD carry pick, it's one of the safest picks you can still have here in Season 10, especially.
And one of the strongest as well. Like,
exactly.
Beside Senna, these two are actually high priority right now in the ranked queue, even though it's preseason. Now, what I want to talk about is like this Vladimir obviously is going to scale very, very highly. And he's going to have a big impact late game, no matter what, as soon as he has the triple item and his Q fully maxed out. And then his pool also being able to deny the stun from Heimerdinger and also the stun from Jax. So if this guy is actually very decent on Vladimir, we don't know if it's going to be mid lane or top lane, he's going to have a chance of outplaying the enemy team here. Now the Thresh, interesting pickup.
I'm saying, well, Thresh being one of those stronger supports, you know, throughout the whole of his time in League, especially the fact they've got rid of that Senna, the fact they've got rid of that Morgana, and the fact that obviously they still don't want that Thresh to go over to that Paralympic side. Ooh. Olaf coming in for Olaf, I'm assuming that's going to be Olaf jungle. I'd say yes, he's still a very competent top laner. I still very much see him in that jungle state. Maybe that counter pick to Jax, especially, you know, running Olaf, just that early jungle clear, just so beneficial early on for those early ganks. Of course, obviously going back to Thresh support, still one of those strongest supports, and you know, I think it's just a case of making sure you keep that away, you know, from your enemy side. The second ban phase coming in, and it's a Syndra ban for Paralympic. Syndra, well, she can be played pretty much anywhere now, but still one of those very, very strong.
So I believe Paralympic is actually saying that this Heimerdinger might be a bot lane Heimerdinger, like as we saw T1 and what was it? Twitch Rivals actually pulling it off. I think he won it in the end, didn't he? So they brought home the victory in Twitch Rivals with Tala just playing this Heimerdinger in the bot lane. Insane outplays. Make sure to check that one out whenever you can.
Pike ban as well coming in from Justice, so that's going to remove a second very, you know, hyper carry support there. So they are very much targeting that support ban, you know, banning the Senna, banning the Morgana, banning the Pike. And they've only focused on banning that Qiyana. So this final ban, I would assume, is going to probably be another support ban, unless they still haven't confirmed that top. Unless they're not that, you know, they're not that phased about their top lane. I did a bit of scan and comes in. So that's maybe actually a Jax top lane, Jason. If they're banning Nunu, their jungler, well, jungler still might be to pick.
Yeah, we don't know if it's a Jax top lane, if it's just a Jax jungle. We see the Nunu ban now, I believe.
Yeah, the Nunu ban
confirmed.
Coming in. Nunu ban confirmed from Paralympic. We'll wait to see what Justice will ban for the final ban of this game. It'll be very interesting to see indeed, because we know that there's so many champions, especially this season, that have just come, you know, from those routes. And that's a Veigar ban. That's a mid lane ban. Okay. That's a champion I haven't seen banned for many, many months, at least, you know, on solo queue level. But of course, he's got such strong AP scaling, and especially if you can get those Cloud Drakes early on, it's going to really, really just start to help him just climb up lane. So we'll have to wait and see what the first pick here in the second phase for Paralympic Esports is. But Jason, I'm liking the look of these bans.
Actually, what's really interesting is like this guessing. Both teams are guessing now. Is it the Jax jungle? Is it the Heimerdinger mid or bot? Is it the Olaf jungle or top? Is it the Vladimir top or mid? Like, there's a lot of guessing going on, and I think these guys are pretty right with their guesses so far.
It could even be a Caitlyn mid or a Caitlyn top, because you know, she is still viable. You know, AD carry tops are still there. They're still viable.
I saw a Kalista top yesterday, actually, my ranking. So
I was about to say. And there's the Nautilus. Now, this is what we have to ask. Is that a Nautilus mid or a Nautilus support?
Okay, so let's assume it's going to be standard bot lane. It's going to be Caitlyn and Leona, actually, bot lane. That's a very, very strong engage comp. Together with the Olaf, you have a lot of engage, and the Vladimir, obviously, adding onto that team fight. So they're not lacking damage. They're not lacking engage. What they really like right now is a bit of a wave clear, I would say, because right now it's just Caitlyn. Vladimir's wave clear is decent, but he has to get in range. And with Heimerdinger constantly pushing,
it's good. Yeah, you're always going to lose out. You're always going to lose out early wave phase with the Heimer anyway. So just due to the fact that he has got those turrets consistently farming for him.
Yeah.
But obviously, you look at this and they've got plenty of AD, they've got plenty of AP because Vladimir's scaling is still broken, and that is a Zac pick for just.
Okay, so who's actually going to be the Jack's top lane?
Jack's top lane, Zac. That is going to be interesting. That is actually a fair bit of a game. If that is an AD lane with a Thresh, that is a fair amount of damage and crowd control just in that bot lane. Do you think with that Heimerdinger's onto the Thresh hook, and that, oh, yes, Jace. That, I think, might be a Jace AD carry, actually. Which, again, that's a lot of CC on that side for Justice.
I'm really still hoping it's going to be Heimerdinger bot and the Jace mid lane, because that's an aggressive pick here and also able to flex. And then, there we go, the Shen top lane. So it's going to be the Vladimir mid lane.
Find out shortly.
Might be the Jace into the Vladimir. That's actually a really good counter ping because Vladimir's early is so weak that Jace can abuse that really, really hard and not sustain enough. So with that set, let me check real quick. Yeah, somebody just followed. I just didn't see who. It's okay. Thanks for the follow anyways. What was I about to say? Yeah, stream is ready as well. I think we're going to head into champion selection. We're going to see now if these lanes are going to be confirmed. Of course, in this draft, we cannot see them switch around. So we have to wait for the champion selection to complete to actually see if it's going to be... Which is surprisingly hard to draft together nowadays. So early game Jace, but also late game poke machine Jace. Early game Heimerdinger pushing advantage. Late game one-shot Heimerdinger with the turrets and the plans. We saw all the plays happening already on so many streams and so many occasions. And then the Jax just outscaling super hard. Zac getting super tanky later on. Same for Shen and Olaf. These guys are going to get so tanky. But what we really need to focus on is this Vladimir. He's going to be the main damage in those team fights because Caitlyn is going to fall off, actually, against the enemy team here. Let's see if they can pull it off.
What I'm finding interesting, Jason, is a couple of those summoner spells that we've got coming now. Obviously, Jace going right, that's pretty standard. The Jack's going for TP, so he's going to be able to do a lot of potential engaging via his TP.
Yeah.
And alongside that, Heimerdinger has gone teleport. Now, it's not a, it's giving so much more.
Sorry. I was like, is he still here? Did he leave us?
I'm still here. He's going to have so much more, potential just to engage, necessarily in areas that, you wouldn't expect. If there is a fight top lane that, whilst that bot side lane is pushed in, he can teleport straight up to top lane, come in, assist with any kills, and it's just going to be that extra pressure against Paralympic. And obviously, as you said, that bot side, that Caitlyn range, yes, amazing range, but early on, I wouldn't say she's going to have that big. And obviously, yes, she's going to be out front. She's going to be, she's going to lose out in poke just due to the fact that Heimer has got that, that ability to farm quite quickly early on.
Of course.
But of course, one thing that I did notice, Flash and Ghost for Vladimir.
Yeah, Flash Ghost, Vladimir. I mean, it's a common summon spell now instead to the TP. I mean, they have Shen with the ultimate and the TP being able to always side push and split push, sorry, and always be in the side lane, just using the global ultimate and using that TP to join his team. So they have that advantage. But then the Heimerdinger TP is actually what's going to outplay, I think, this Vladimir, because Vladimir is not going to be able to join now with his Ghost. He's definitely going to run very fast, but he's not going to be able to join instantly as Heimerdinger is after that 4-second or 5-second teleport. So, yeah, maybe some cross-map play here happening left and right that's going to be out-drafting, out-rotating the enemy. But besides that, it all coming down to this early lanes, and we're going to see more about it in 40 seconds.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I was going to say, having that Vlad running that Ghost instead of TP whilst Heimer has got TP, it's going to remove his availability to come down, to roam, to gank as early on as he potentially could do. Whereas, obviously, potentially it would be a very long shot. He could have Unsealed Spellbook, which might allow him to change that summoner spell later on if he needed to. But I very much doubt that, with the runes that you would especially run in such a competitive scene.
Yeah.
However, looking at this draft, that Leona CC, that Caitlyn CC, the Shen CC as well, that is going to be a very, very, very entertaining bot lane to look at, especially if that Shen does come down early. The second he hit, potentially, even if he hits level 3, the fact that he might push down onto that bot side straight away and assist in getting rid of that Heimerdinger, getting rid of that Thresh. Because once you get rid of the Heimerdinger, you've got no issues whatsoever. You can full hard push that bot lane. Thresh, especially as a support, doesn't have that push that you want compared to a Heimerdinger, and just doesn't have the damage. And looking at the runes, yep. Vladimir going for that Conqueror sorcery, just proving the point he is going to be, I won't say useless or worthless in ganking team fights, just due to the fact he is still going to be there. He's still going to have quite a high move, but he's going to be less of an impact compared to the Heimerdinger, compared to the Jax, and obviously compared to the Zac, who has got a very large range when he jumps into fights. So,
but still, Conqueror's really busted doing that. And let's not forget about that. So the healing increased, and the max stacks on Vladimir, he's going to definitely hit that very, very fast because he's able to have that AoE. So if he's full stack Conqueror, he's definitely going to do enough damage in those teamfights. Yes, he's not going to burst somebody down, but then Vladimir never had a problem bursting anyways. So.
No, I was about to say that was the one thing that we probably wanted less of, was him blasting everyone down in the very early phases. Very much reminds me of a bit more of a consistent Evelynn, being able to just burst people down very quickly without,
Oh. Are you there, Alex?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
I don't know whether Discord is being a pain in the rear end, but Discord does like to do this now.
Every now and then. It's fine, don't worry about it. We got it in.
There's Discord. I've got very, I've got my ping, MS and everything down low, and it's just Discord deciding to be Discord. So,
yeah,
as you know, we enter into the game now. Everyone will sort themselves out, buy their beginner items, and get themselves ready for what is going to be a very, very, very close game, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, everyone ready, having a look at those items straight away. The Doran's Blade for the Jace, the Hunter's Talisman, and same for the Olaf. So pretty similar builds going on. The Vlad running Doran's Shield compared to say Doran build. I potentially know at disadvantage.
We're seeing a small group up here.
Yeah, looking for that group. Both camping side.
Yeah, you're really cutting off me. Oh, you'll take over. It's fine. Heimerdinger is not going to show up. He's going to get talking, and the other guy is also hiding in the bush, like you said already before. Now, what's really interesting here is Pink's coming down, so we might actually still see. Nope, the red team is backing off here. They are going back into their lanes. Very interesting. Okay, I expected a bit of early action here coming through, but didn't happen in the end. So just a normal standard lineup. Vladimir, however, is going to go for a cheeky little ward in the blue buff, telling them where Zac is starting. There we go. That ward was put down. Well played. Heimerdinger, of course, one of the best leashes you can get from Heimerdinger is this one, because the turret is going to tank it and it's going to do damage. So great leash here, although Olaf, such a fast clearer, actually wants to get low in the jungle to clear even faster. Now Shen and Jax are gonna hit around the same time on the top side. Bot lane was showing, so blue team, even though they didn't have a ward early on, they know exactly where the Olaf started, and Jax, very smart, leaves a ward on the blue buff as well. So they're gonna spot this invade here, which should enable the Zac, after picking up his golems, to do a parallel jungle. A little bit of trading on the top lane going to nothing too interesting right now. Just playing it out. I think so far junglers are the main attention here. Olaf is going for, it seems like a full clear on top side, at least in the enemy jungle. Jack's getting surprisingly low here. Shen had a great trade there, but he got that corrupting potion, so he's going to be back up there in just a few seconds. Now, Pink's coming down, both. Yeah, this is the issue though. Like bot lane from Paralympics, they have priority right now. While Justice on blue side is trying to get that Zac invade going too without getting spotted, so he took the long round to the top side of the river, while Olaf is waiting in a bush here on top side, maybe seeing a gank, but Jack's very, very smart, pulls off, gives up farm and decides to wait. Now we haven't seen Olaf on the map for quite some time, so we saw him clear the top side, but it's 2 minutes into the game. Yeah, and Jace didn't expect this, just as I just said, but easy hammer transform early on, uses the E, gets out of it. Jax losing yet another trade to the Shen. And if you look at the farm here overall, surprisingly, well, it's pushing towards Jace, so he's going to catch up in farm. Bot lane is quite even, top lane, if Jax manages to pick these up, he's going to be only slightly behind. This is going to be the first gank from the Zac. Nice pull, denying both the slow from the Q from of Jace, and Olaf is here to counter gank, actually. It's going to happen. Olaf versus Vladimir. Jace is out of mana, Zac has everything on cooldown. The Trash had a nice rotation, hooks the Olaf, and never mind. Just drops the Ignite to show respect, and that's it. However, this Jace is really low, has no TP, he has Ignite, he switched it out last second from the cleanse to the Ignite. So if he's not going to pick up this wave, he's going to be very, very far behind. Okay. Another lost trade, I feel like, even though this one was closer here. So both these guys have flash up, that's of course why they're not going to go here for an all-in and not going to be trying to kill the other guys, but Vladimir again getting ganked. This time he hits it, but yeah, he is just too beefy right now with the Conqueror stacks and the Dawn Shield. He's not gonna get taken down by a Jace without mana and a Zac that is only level 4 at 50% HP. Nice stun into the hook. Actually, Aftershock poking, but Olaf is already here in the bush. Caitlyn flashes away. Now they turn into the trash, gets ignited, flashes away safely. Didn't lose anything. That was a good trade for the bot lane, I feel like. Losing support summoners for the ADC summoner. And actually wasting the jungler's time here. So Olaf not too happy after all. Could have been clearing his jungle yet again. Instead he was sitting in 3 lanes right now. From top to bottom. He ganked every lane once. And didn't actually get anything out of it, sadly for him.
You have to remember though, Jason, he is still ahead in farm at the moment. Obviously, he's now just dropped behind due to that back, but he was ahead in farm as he made those ganks. So he's still able to hold his own, able to push himself forward. And obviously, as you said, for that AD carry summoner. Actually, I'd say that's a worthwhile gank spot side, and now he can continue on with that jungle clear.
What's really more important right now, I think, is like if you look at jungle camps. For those who don't really know, jungle camps give you, I think. Wait, no, they moved the XP the further you're behind. But anyways,
catch up, yes.
Yeah, the catch up XP was removed. But however, the camps that respawned on blue side for Zac are worth more gold and more XP right now because they are respawned. However, Olaf just killed his red buff and then went straight for the invade. So his camps are still the level 1 camps. He's gonna get less XP from that one and less gold. So Zac's gonna have a slight advantage here, even though they're gonna be even in CS. Now topside, Shen has a nice 10 CS lead here. Dodges this stun. And this is where it gets interesting. We have the Zac showing here on the top side, but the real interesting part is now Jax no stun. Shen has his global ultimate online right now. They could be looking for Drake. They just spotted the Zac top lane. It's going to be an easy pickup together with Olaf. If Olaf gets a bit low, they clear this so fast. Even the Vladimir's priority in mid lane. So they give up a wave that's crashing on the bot side into the tower for this early win Drake, which I think is really, really rough. Yeah, just actually steals the Drake. What a mad lad. Frishay coming to here with the J steal. Summoner spells already. I mean, all of that was just a fuck up on his side. He just missed the smite. Jay says, thank you, man. Thank you for the farm in mid lane. Thank you for letting our bot lane crash the wave into the tower and then giving me the Drake for free before even doing anything. Very happy about that first Drake. Of course, just a win Drake is not the end of the world, but now Drake importance even bigger than ever. So every Drake matters. These guys top lane are just constantly trading, and just Shen and Jax are going at it. Jax, of course, had the back already. That's why his TP is on cooldown, only 50% remaining on that one. Shen could decide to back at any point given and get an advantage, but of course he wants to make sure that his wave is not being frozen, as Jax is doing right now. He's freezing the wave nicely in a good position here for Zac to gank. This one, however, is in his bot side jungle with his blue side all being up. Interesting. Whenever we look mid lane, it seems like this Jace is out of mana. Not really sure if he's not been able to play this Jace lately, because he seems to have a big issue handling his mana pool. Because what you want to see is this Jace actually pushing out the Vladimir in lane. This is not happening, and with every level gaining, Vladimir is gonna become even and then stronger. So that equal trading in the mid lane. Oh, Leona flashes with the EQ instantly, but Jace just flashes away. That was questionable from Leona. I would have assumed she goes for the instant Q into the E. And she had Ignite up, so maybe there was more to be done. Never mind. Jace not respecting, has no mana and no flash. Decides to just step up to the Vladimir with everything up. He uses both summoners and the ultimate. As the Shen is getting ganked on the top side, I think he still has... Never mind, he just flashed in place. That should be a dead Shen, yeah. So nice 1-for-1 trade overall on the map. Olaf and Leona making that one happen in mid lane, and then Jace just disrespecting the damage output from the Vladimir with his ultimate and the flash. And then the Shen doing an oopsie, flashing in place, getting knocked up by the Zac flash and flash E, and yeah, costing him his life here. But of course, he has his TB ready, he's not gonna miss out on farm, it's just crashing right now on the top side, so it's not that bad for him. Now, Olaf waiting here in the bush on the bot side, actually starting his recall right now, so nothing too fancy happening. Sadly. Never mind, he cancelled the recall, he's still there. He's gonna be waiting yet another wave, seeing for Trash and Heimerdinger to step. But these guys, they smell something's fishy because Zac and Jax are on the top side doing the what's it called? Herald. So they definitely would have been, if they were spotted, would have been contested by Olaf. So they know that the Olaf is on the bot side somewhere. A very, very smart play here. Giving up farm from Heimerdinger is not a big deal. You're gonna get your items and be important no matter what. Remember, Leona has no flash, so if she goes too deep, she's gonna die, but nice CC chain, not letting Heimerdinger even flash whatsoever. Ooh, Zac messing up his Q here, and the EQ missing, and that's the Shen coming in. There's gonna be a dead Zac, I believe. There he goes, his passive. Now they don't have a second teleport because Hammers is not yet up. Never mind. That's the Jax teleporting here. Saving. Never mind, he's just gonna int his mid laner. Jace is going down. Jax is going down. Soon. Never mind, he flushes out and he's gonna survive. So only jungle and mid lane falling in the end. That's a nice pickup here. 3 kills overall picked up here for the red side. They are very happy with this one. Gaining themselves a 1k lead. Making sure to extend that with some plating and pushing bot lane. Very interesting. So far I was expecting this Jace to be the one guy that is going to pull the moves early on. Did not happen. Actually, the guy that misplayed twice now. Same for the Zac. I think it might be a bit of nerves getting to them, but remember this is best of 3. They still have 2 games to catch up. At least 1 game if they tie it. And then next Drake is gonna be an Infernal. Excuse me, a long day. An Infernal Drake spawning just now. Let's see who has priority. Shen already there. Has no TP, so he's giving up his lane for this Infernal Drake. I think they're pretty salty about the Wind Drake being stolen. So they're just gonna be 5-manning this Drake. Making sure that Jace is not gonna see that one. Yep. But that means first tower is gonna fall in top side. Nice utilization of the Herald here. Jax picking that one up. Knowing he has the pushing power and the pushing advantage against the Shen. Shen also opting for the maximum wave clear you can go on Shen. Ooh, that's a nice trade, but I think he still has pool, so he's not in danger just yet. But he might be now if he gets auto. Never mind. Jace just backs off. Okay. Probably respecting that he doesn't have his flash up just yet, and Olaf could be around. So gold tied, just 1 tower going down on the map for the blue side here. Justice being very happy to be even in gold right now, even though they are lacking some kills. Now we're looking here at completion of items. So Olaf and Zac obviously being able to complete their jungle item this early on. As always, these guys get them cheapest and also the most efficient items in the game. Then Jace opting for a Merc threat, probably because of the insane amount of CC on the enemy side and also having an AP mid laner facing him, and the Jax being able with this insane amount of plating and first tower gold going into his pocket to pick up his Trinity at a 13-minute, 14-minute game. It's really early on into the game and very good for his lane because now he has the potential to 1v1 the Shen. Also, Vladimir 2 kills up, of course, Protobelt already there. Gets stunned, but I don't think there's... yeah, he can't chase all too far. you in enemy territory, my man. Jax just backing off, poking a bit at this Shen, bringing him to half HP. A lot of pings going down in mid lane, so nice ward coverage here from the side of Paralympics, making sure that they spot the rotations from the trash, putting some depots into the blue side jungle. Now Heimerdinger, not the easiest time clearing out the tower, but definitely possible. Yeah, missing a few CS there, but keeping even, surprisingly. Now it's going in the mid lane and the top lane at the same time. Both these guys battling it out. Seems like top lane is going even, same for mid lane. Nothing too crazy happening here. Okay, junglers are spotted on the map, I believe. Or Zac should be in a second after he's done with his red buff. Olaf was seen in the mid lane, lunging around. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for the next wave that's going to be spawning in 2 minutes, because I don't think any of these guys are going to push for the mid lane or the bot lane tower. It's way too risky right now with all those rotations happening. So we see a 3-man stack on the bot lane. Actually, never mind. Top lane, is he gonna get... Oh, he doesn't have his flash up, that's why he didn't go for it. If he had his flash, I'm pretty sure Jax would have gone for the kill there. But there we see the discrepancy in items. Nice engage here by the Zac. He's getting not slightly into the 3-man, but he gets nearly the knocker. But Ragnarok was procced by the Olaf, making sure that this guy survives. Also flashed immediately out. Nicely on ulti to make sure all the enemy team is not gonna continue to engage. So overall, everybody is completing their first item besides support. Just waiting for the Shen. Well, disconnect coming too, but no pause. Interesting. There is the pause. Called it. Pretty sure that was just a slight DC. No rage quit happening here in our TG Diamond League. In this meantime, I'm going to use this opportunity to point you guys towards our socials. As you can see on the stream, as always, all our socials are on the bottom left of your screen. Make sure to follow us on everything. We got Instagram, we got Twitch, we got Mixer, we got even YouTube. We're going to stream there. We're multi-streaming all 3 platforms right now. Then we got Facebook, a nice, lovely page set up. If you check our Instagram, we got a meme going on there. Really funny for those guys who know us from back in the day. And also some nice pictures, giveaways. Everything is ready there on Instagram. Make sure to check that out. And feel free to join our community on Discord if you guys want to hang and chat with us. And also just join the tournament. As you guys know, this is not our first rodeo, but it's going to be the first season of the TG League. This is the TG Diamond. Obviously, we have multiple leagues. And next season is going to be definitely expanding with a maximum of 4 divisions per league and always having 8 teams in 1 division. So make sure to subscribe, follow, and like. Yeah, that's for YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Challenger mode as well to get updates whenever the next season is going to start. Now, game is unpaused. Jace, yet again, I have to point out, this guy is constantly out of mana, and he's gonna die here because the ultimate, yeah, is gonna proc before he's able to kill the Vladimir. Vladimir, knowing he's stronger right now, at 3-0 Vladimir, worth 250 gold shutdown. This guy has a really hard time here, this Jace. He was my golden star. I was expecting him to perform. I was expecting him to bully this Vladimir. Now he's 30 CS down and 3 kills. Not too happy. That game is over. Tiger 47, yeah, that's as pointed out in Twitch chat here. Pretty much likely, but if you look at gold now, if this tower being picked up, it's going to be another few hundred gold going to their side, so that's just a 700 gold advantage. It's not that big of a discrepancy. The only big issue here is going to be this Vladimir, but Caitlyn is even, you could say, with the Heimerdinger, since Heimerdinger is going to be able to pick up the bot lane tower. Gold difference doesn't matter, it's just a comp pointed out here in Twitch chat. I believe the composition here, since the Vladimir is so strong early on, is very, very beefy. Shen is the least tanky with Caitlyn, of course. But Olaf is gonna scale now, he's gonna buy his Black Cleave, I believe that is. He's gonna get some HP. Now they send the Heimerdinger mid lane, who has flash ready still. He's gonna use that one, but not gonna get a return kill. Really close actually. You see the damage. So Vladimir, even though he's very far ahead, nearly got one shot by the Heimerdinger here. So there's a chance. Never give up. Never stop fighting. As you can see, shutdown here for the Jace. That's gonna feel great. This guy was lacking gold, was lacking CS. Now they're gonna get collapsed on here on the top lane, but Trash already roaming, and they spotted Leona with the wards. So they just back off, nothing too fancy happening. Besides the top lane tower picked up here, so gold's actually an advantage for the blue side here. And I must say, yes, it doesn't just come down to numbers and gold and CS and everything, but also to the composition. But I think the composition for the blue side is also very strong. You have a Jace and the Heimerdinger that put out a large amount of burst damage as well as overtime damage here. Same for the Jax. So this can go either way. It's gonna come down to perfect team fights, good focus, and the right priority with the CC. Of course, Paralympic Esports have a great CC composition here. They have the Leona into the Olaf and the Shen. They can constantly CC you, constantly change CC you. But so do the Justice blue side team. They have actually a Jax E, a Zac knockup, a Zac Q, then a Jace Q slow, and the E knockback, a Heimerdinger grenade, and then of course the 3 abilities from Trash that are gonna be disabling and slowing you and also hooking you. So definitely a lot of CC coming too, and I think Mugthreat should be the name of the game. Now we see something we haven't seen this game. Vladimir and the Jax battling it out. Shen is gonna be the guy that's gonna be saying no 1v1 for you. I'm gonna be joining with my global ultimate. Forces the Jax to flash out, of course. But there we see this discrepancy. So Vladimir is 3-1, Jax only 1-0, but Jax such a strong champion right now with this Conqueror. Insanely strong. Okay, the rotation a bit off here, giving up the mid lane tower for free because Zac and Trash and Heimerdinger went to the bot side as Shen was... Ooh, nice flanking from the Jace happening on the top side here. These guys are gonna be battling this out. Is it gonna be a kill picked up? It's gonna be Jax actually tower diving the Vladimir on the bot side in the meantime, while this top skirmish is just going to end in no kills, besides a few summoners. Actually, both summoners burned on the side of the red side, Caitlyn. Yeah, Jax very happy, able to tower dive without flash. The Vladimir, who even used his flash in that little skirmish there. So powerhouse Jax, is he going to be able to put the team on his back and pull through? Now with this tower being picked up, they're actually going to be in the lead in gold and in towers. But I believe they back off just yet. Yeah, they have the top lane tier 2 already, so they're gonna be 1 tower ahead anyways, which is this gold discrepancy that you see on your screen right now. If you look into items, we're gonna be actually opting towards the Spectre Coil from the Jax, realizing that Vladimir is probably the guy that's gonna be doing the most damage to him, as Caitlyn is gonna be useless against the Jax as soon as the Counter-Strike is up. And Olaf definitely not going to be focusing the Jax in these team fights, I believe so. Not in that position yet. Just happily farming, stalling out the game. I think this is the right call for both teams actually, because both teams have these great scaling composition. So the Jace, the Heimerdinger and the Jax happily waiting for the items to come online. The Jace, however, has opted for this assassin build. Normally, I mean, back in the day, you saw this tier Jace, so that you have like a bit of a late game as well. Now it's all about that one-shot Jace with this lethality composition. We are waiting for these teams to come back onto the map after a few resets, as the next Drake is about to spawn in 30 seconds. It's gonna be an Ocean Drake here. Okay, Boomer. Landicus smashing the ultimate Uno reverse cut here onto our chat. Sanguine Blade is missing, lol. I mean, Sanguine Blade, I would agree, but then Jace doesn't have TP, so he's not going to be looking to be in a side lane all too often. He's going to be looking to group and poke, so Sanguine Blade not that useful. The game is over. Yeah. Chat is having fun at least. Now, Leona catching the Zac here, but Zac is very, very tanky. He's going to get his passive pop. No TP. Okay, so we have Heimerdinger TP and Jax TP ready here. I think they just did pull the trigger because they were not all grouped. That means there's going to be an Ocean Drake here for free. Jace even gives up the push in the mid lane. He could have definitely gotten some damage onto that tower, but it's just going to be a Drake Going over to the red team here, Paralympics picking that one up from themselves, for themselves, as Jace misses the EQ combo. Yeah, Ocean Drake in effect on the map means more honey food, more bushes, means you need to ward even more because traps are a very, very big thing now. And with a Leona Caitlyn, you definitely don't want to be face checking as the Justice team into that composition. Oh, actually, one thing I forgot. Let me just look at this real quick. There we go. Okay, yeah. So if you look at gold overall, there's a 3k advantage in the top side. There's going to be a 1k advantage in the jungle for the Zac. Then, of course, bot lane quite even. Just, well, Caitlyn recently picked up that kill on the Zac there, I guess, giving her a slight advantage. But in farm, actually also 40 CS ahead. When did that happen? I did not see. Mid lane, quite even, 600 gold difference, and then support obviously not counting too much, but they dead even. Now Zac and Jace are showing at the top side here on the Scuttle Crab, I believe. One of them was spotted. Getting all alone. This should be the immediate trigger here from Jace to go all in with this double lethality items, but he doesn't pull the trigger as they don't have any vision whatsoever on the top side jungle. But you see Olaf, you see Shen, so it could only be Leona and Olaf. You see Vladimir and Shen on the map, so you could have only been Leona up there as Olaf recalled. Ghost popped in the mid lane. I believe that's going to be one shot. Wasn't it too early? That was way too early, the Zhonya's. Heimerdinger is going to go down. Stand United coming in from the Shen here, making sure that Vladimir is going to stay alive, even though he was not in an immediate danger of dying, because Zac and Trash don't have a burst damage. Now, waiting for the Jax to finish his push here. Oh, actually, Baron started up here. Baron started here from the red side. Paralympics on the Baron. It's going down quite fast, as there's a little bit of a skirmish going down on the bot side, in the river. And that's going to be resetting the Baron. Leona getting very low. Of course, Leona with the current items not too tanky, and if your Shen is not there and your Olaf in the pit, you're definitely not going to be able to tank that Baron for all too long. We know Baron is a strong monster now. They made it so that you're not going to be able to sneak that anymore. Takes quite a lot of damage, tankiness and damage to kill it. Shen in the meantime had to back off and is way too late for the rotation, so Jax happily picking up the tier 2 in the bot lane. So as we saw there, Vladimir very confident. I think this is the lead player here, I would say, on this team. He's always going for the aggressive play, popped his Ghost, 1v3, goes in, knows the Shen is there to back him with Stand United if it goes wrong, has this pull to the nice CC. And even though Heimerdinger had his Zhonya's, he still got nearly one shot by the Vladimir and came out of Zhonya's to die. So that's going to be what we have to be looking forward in these team fights, if Vladimir is able to one-shot these very aggressive laners here. Just looking at a little bit of a skirmish here between Jax and Shen. Jax is just like, give me that blue buff, let me hold that real quick. As Shen is unable to do anything about it, Vladimir happy about that, going over to the enemy side. And these bushes, I really don't like Ocean Drake personally. It's none of my favorites. It's just so many bushes, so many wards to have been that need to be placed. The whole team has to actually work. In ranked, it's a really disaster if you play solo queue. Your teammate's never gonna be able to ward efficiently if you don't have communication, and most supports only ward just everywhere to have a ward on the map, not really towards objectives. Of course, the higher you go in elo, that changes. Now another tower dive? Never mind, Jax just poking the E, scaring the Shen and me. A little bit of a group happening here in the mid lane. Jace on the top side just sitting there close to Baron, so he doesn't need his teleport. That's very smart, of course. There, Jax with the TPs on the bot side, he's able to join from far away. Jace is going to be the one that's closer to the objective without his teleport, so easily able to join with a speed up from his ultimate and his E. Now, of course, Caitlyn and Vladimir, since they are so fat and so far ahead of the enemy laners, they have the possibility to just wave clear very efficiently right now, so the Heimerdinger and the Jace are not going to be a factor that's going to be able to siege anytime soon. And with the gold being very close, even though the kills are not, we're seeing actually Baron started up here. So they baiting the Drake. They like, yeah, you can have that Ocean Drake. We don't mind. We want this Baron. And there's no vision whatsoever on this Baron. However, the Drake's already done and they're gonna go straight towards the Baron. Never mind, Olaf stopped in the river. Only Vladimir is going to the mid lane. And that's a free Baron here for the blue team. Very happily picking that one up. I think that's overall an okay trade, depending on how they utilize it now. Always Baron over Drake, I would say, unless you're not gonna do anything with the Baron and just die in the next team fight. Then of course the Drake is gonna be more efficient. Now a reset coming through from the Leona. Just waiting for everybody to be back on the map, as Jax is also gonna pick up an Harbinger to make sure the healing is reduced. On the enemy side, you got a lot of healing coming through here. Caitlyn with Fleet Footwork, and then also the Vladimir and the Olaf, of course, have their inbuilt healing. Same for the Shen with Spectral Cow and his Titanic Hydra. Now we're just looking actually at the bot side group, but Jax doesn't have TP. Still gonna split on the top side, knowing he's the one that's able to actually 1v1 anyone on the enemy team. Only guy that's actually able to pull up a fight is gonna be the Vladimir. Every other guy of the enemy team is not gonna be able to face the Jax and not risk dying. Now, Baron up minions. How well can they wave clear against this? We see Heimerdinger and Jace pushing the wave in, but then backing off. They don't have the deep vision now. They have good vision, the enemy jungle, but not the deep vision next to the base. They're also just waiting for the Jax to push the top lane in. Oh yeah, something is disappointed. Oh, actually here, Jax getting 2 men here on the top side. That means the bot side should definitely be pulling a push right now, as the Jax is trying to 1v1 these. Actually gets out. Is he gonna flash with? He's gonna flash with. He's gonna pick up that kill, and the 700 gold, 400 gold shutdown going towards this Vladimir, making him even more fed than before. As bot lane, well, they did some damage to the tower, but not significant amount. So overall a bad trade here for the blue side. Just is not too happy with these ones. And as I was about to say before this little skirmish happened, they have Dragon Soul now. It was pointed out in the chat. Definitely the Dragon Soul is something you have to look out for. A little bit of a hook going on here, but I don't think that's what you want to do. Exactly, he's gonna get collapsed on. Thresh just getting murdered here with the chain CC. Lands the hook, but it's his demise. Welcome, sleeping. And Winter as well, pointing out the Dragon Soul being in the red team's hands. Now, let's see how they utilize this. They still got a lot of tier 2 standing. That's just standing gold that you want to be picking up here. Just group, get the tower. Yes, they have a lot of wave in the enemy team, but yeah, there you see tower just falling down. Now, if you do the same for the top and the bot side, you're gonna be pulling ahead in gold quite efficiently, and with that big shutdown, that's actually very sad. I was about to see a collapse here on the top side, but the Jace too late, and the rotation from the bot side too fast. Zac flashing the E from the Caitlyn. Don't think Luna would have hit him, so it was just an E from a Caitlyn that he flashed there. Interesting choice. No objectives on the map whatsoever. Elder Drake's about to spawn in 2 minutes. Also pointed out in the chat from the blue side. Jace pinging that one. Baron not to be on the map for another 2 minutes as well. So he's gonna be spawning right around the same time. Maybe we see another trade-off here, even though I think if you give up Elder Drake, that's gonna be a very stupid call. As you saw, these guys, even with Baron, are unable to push for the inhibitor towers and the inhibit itself. So let's see what's actually going to happen. Maybe we see a 5v5 face-off at the Drake. I believe by then we should have the Jax teleport back up. Same for the Heimerdinger. Sad United coming to here for the Vladimir, making sure this guy survives, and then Ocean Drake just insane healing. He healed so much now. Conqueror 5 stack as well, proccing. That's gonna be a dead Vladimir. Jax, he doesn't have flash. Yeah, sorry, I was about to say he has flash, but he's not going to be able to use that against these 5 people just stacking on top of him. And sadly for him, his team is not utilizing this time whatsoever. Yes, they're pushing the bot lane, but it's way too late. No mid lane push happening either. Oh, Ratchet Glory pocketed by the Olaf. He's gonna be looking very aggressive here. Thresh a bit scared. Proxy ultimate not needed. My co-caster is still missing. Let me look in Discord if he's here. Hello Cyrex, you might be able to join me. You can definitely cast with me if you want, my man. Ooh, nice trade here. Actually, Vladimir is still alive. Proxy Zhonya's now. He's gonna have his pull back up very soon, and that's just the bot lane going down for what's her name? Justice. Blue side not too happy about that one. Yet another teamfight lost. Shen wasn't even there in that teamfight. It was just a 4v4. They lose that one. Pushing for the inhibitor now. Tower falling and about to fall as well. They should back off as the Elder Drake is about to spawn. Let's see if they're actually going to contest this. If they contest this, it's going to be very interesting because it's going to be a 3v5. And red teams should be very smart to use their numbers to get a clean ace or to kill the remaining players. But I think this is going to be a very smart pickup here from Paralympics Esports, just taking this Elder Drake. Yes, Jax and Zac on the Baron, but oh, actually TP coming in from the Heimerdinger, so there might be a potential teamfight happening now. Caitlyn and who is this? Shen heading over to the Baron already. It's going to be a 2v4, 2v5 in just a second. Stretch is joining the team, and ooh, that was nearly a steal from the Caitlyn, but Heimerdinger secures that one. Zac didn't even smite at all. So objectives traded yet again, but as we know from these insane clips, the Elder Drake is the most important one and the bigger issue here, as it's gonna execute these people that are gonna get low. Let's see how this one plays out now. In my opinion, red team has the advantage. If Paralympic Esports have the advantage, they can just... Oh, nice for coming here and developing, but there's no danger of dying anytime soon. They should have the advantage. They should just push for the tower with the mid lane super minions pulling through. So they should just wait for the wave to be in position and then tower dive the hell out of this blue side team. Well, we're getting very low already, but you remember it's the Zhonya's as well. Zhonya ulti, very nice stun coming through here. That's a lot of action, and the first to fall is going to be the Jace. The Olaf just tower diving in between 2 towers now, actually, as this team is picking up yet another kill on the Zac, and the Stand United coming through, making sure that Vladimir can dive between towers as well. Going to Zhonya's, making him invulnerable, and picking up the Thresh and the Heimerdinger in the succeeding of that play. Now that should be game. Jax left alone. This man had a very, very nice top lane, a very good lane, but in the end it shall not matter, as he's gonna go in 1v5 and just die. It's gonna be game. Paralympic Esports victorious in the first best of 3 here. First game of the best of 3, making sure that it's going for game 3. We saw it all already, so let's hop into the next game and have a look at these guys. Is there going to be any difference in compositions? Is there going to be a switch in priority? Are these guys going to ban out a Vladimir, for example? Let me get that one going for you guys. Yeah, Mike, actually, if you want to join, that'll be very, very, very lovely from you. You can definitely join me here in the caster lounge and help me out because my voice is nearly gone. I just came from football practice, so I had to scream a lot and it was cold. I would appreciate if my voice isn't gone completely by tomorrow. So if we're gonna go 3 games, I would definitely like some assistance. Well, not like this, but hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Mike, one of our coaches and our financial manager from Connecting Esports. He's going to be helping me to cast. Just make sure that we don't hear your Discord in the background and any other things. So maybe turn on that push talk as I'm trying to get into the next game. Hello, Chandramut, help. There we go.
I think you should not be hearing anything anymore.
Yeah, should be fine. So this game is paused. Match 5, game 2 failed. Wait, what? Am I looking at the right page? Why is the game paused? Hello? Upgoing.
Any problems?
Yeah, Chandramut seems to have paused the game.
Okay, I also can see it.
And it says failed. View lobby. I'm not quite sure what happened. Let me check on the teams in the Discord. Maybe we have some technical issues. We'll be right back with you guys. Just bear with us for a second. Maybe our lovely streamer Winter can give you guys some music while we try to figure out what's going on. And we will be right back in just a few seconds. There we go.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking, you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. just enough to make you smile, and you need me to hold you close, and all your fears that you dream of will disappear.
And welcome back. So we're gonna be switching the stream real quick. There's gonna be a slight pause of like 1 or 2 minutes. These guys are readying up. Everything is working now. It was a slight technical issue. We're gonna be right back with you in just a minute. Make sure to stay and watch us. We're gonna be there in just a minute, as I said. So see you guys soon. Stream is gonna be back live in just a few seconds. Oops. And with that, we are welcoming you back to the stream. There we go. Hope you are still here with us on Twitch, on Mixer, and on YouTube, of course. All of these platforms being streamed simultaneously. If you follow on Mixer, I'm definitely gonna be sure that our amazing alert is gonna show up on stream. On Twitch and on YouTube, I am not too sure if it's gonna work just yet, but be sure to head over to Mixer and drop a follow. That'd be very appreciated. And now we're gonna be looking at the standings for just a second while these guys get ready. I believe they should be ready really soon. We're just missing one of the players.
Yeah, we're just waiting for one player to join,
Yeah.
and we should be good to go.
There we go. I'm giving these guys the okay. Just waiting for these guys to tell me that they're gonna start, and then we're gonna be looking at this draft that just started a second ago. There we go. Using Penta Q. Still, you guys know we used ProDraft before. Now we're gonna use this awesome technique because this is very, very similar to our band phase and picking phase in the game. Now, of course, let me know if sleeping. I am joined by him now, my co-caster, and a very lovely guy from our community. He's our financial manager and also the coach of multiple teams. Good friend of mine as well. So he's going to be joining me, saving me a bit of throat pain, and also giving you guys the coach advice here, actually going to details. He knows this game by heart, man. He knows every inch of the map. As we go over these first 4 bans already, these guys are banning fast, man. Jarvan and Cassiopeia. Tell me about it.
So, really interesting bands. I really like the Olaf ban coming from the Justice side. Definitely a champion that has high priority. Same goes for Quiana. Jarvan ban coming out first, and then followed by Casio from the Paralympic side, and Jax ban. Casio ban is definitely something you can expect when you have teams that can play flex throughout the lanes. I'm not that sure about Justice players, but I'm thinking about Paralympics preparation for the game, and probably they have a valid reasoning behind it. Vladimir first pick, and instantly answered by Morgana and Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger getting really high priority throughout all of the league games. Definitely ban or pick champion at the moment.
Yeah, Heimerdinger is one of the biggest priorities I've seen so far. Like, I'm actually impressed. I mean, yes, it's a good pick and lane, and it's also very good late game if you know how to play the champion to its perfection.
Strong pick, especially against compositions that want to go for engage. And what we see is Heimerdinger plus Morgana purely defensive composition here that can also slightly rely on their engagement tools. Lee Sin picked into that, not the biggest fan of it, definitely, but...
I mean, it's understandable. We saw Paralympics calling the shots early on in this game, being the ones that do the decisive roams and the decisive plays. So giving this guy an early aggression jungler, I think, is the right call, because Olaf felt like he was a bit left out in this early game. It was mainly the Vladimir and Leona pulling two really nice plays with the Shen ultimate.
Definitely something interesting. Lee Sin is currently not in a bad position in the meta, and if player is, like you said, the one that wanting to be the one shot calling and doing everything in the early game, that's definitely a champion to go for. Maybe I would have liked them to wait a little bit more and try to pick it in the second phase, but high priority pick for them. And Saya followed by later, answered by Maokai, a champion we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah. Very smart here as well. Desire pick up now, knowing that the Justice League already picked this Morgana, so they picked their support. They can't pick Rakan away, and they force one ban onto this Rakan if they don't want this lava bot lane.
The question here will be if they want to ban, as you said, Rakan. First ban going for Yuumi.
That's going to be the Senna, I think. It's still the same bug as before, so that Senna is going to be Yuumi. Just a visual bug, ignore that one.
Oh, okay, understandable. Because I have to say that would have been a weird ban coming through. So the thing I have to say is, if they decide to ban Rakan, it's definitely reasonable. If they leave it out, that means they will have to play more passively throughout the laning phase. It can still be Heimerdinger bot lane, then it would be valid. Shen ban coming through. Champion that can also be played as support and also as top laner. We haven't seen it flexed yet, but you can never know, and you should always be very careful when you're seeing those champions. So him getting banned out here, just a sign of the respect for the enemy team.
Yeah. What I'm really interested here is, like, they realized Justice on the side of Justice, they realized Olaf and Shen together are an unstoppable force, so they banned out these two guys, but they also banned the Caitlyn. That is like something I don't agree with, because okay, you're gonna pick up the Heimerdinger yet again, as you did in the first game, but Caitlyn was not why you lost that lane.
Wow.
That's interesting. Okay.
Well, now that's something we haven't seen at all, I have to say.
Now I'm confused. Is it going to be Heimerdinger mid lane, Heimerdinger bot lane? Is it going to be Lulu mid lane or bot lane? Morgana mid lane or bot lane?
I assume it's going to be Lulu in the mid lane.
Oh, fuck it all. It's going to be Maokai support. Lulu top. Who knows? I mean, at this point...
Now that's really weird, and I have to say, it's even hard for us to think. I'm not sure what the Paralympic team is thinking at all right now. They should be in shambles seeing those picks.
Yeah.
The question is how they will execute that. Really interesting, not that meta, but
It's
confusing
still strong.
composition.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Lulu is always able to win a solo lane and a bot lane on its own if you are like really good at the champion because of its kit being very versatile and so
But
adaptable
I
to any
have to say,
situation.
so far, Justice picks are working really well. The enemy team decided to pick Nautilus into
And Morgana.
this composition that which I really don't like. Heimerdinger, Morgana, and Lolo really hard to go into. One only champion that can really easily do that from the enemy's composition is Vladimir. Because Lee Sin and Nautilus will be denied if played correctly. So we're waiting for the last pick, and
I'm pretty sure that's
we-
also
we- we're still-
the idea behind this, that if you pick a Lee Sin, you're going to be unable to actually execute this one on its own. So that's why you pick up the Vladimir and the Nautilus, or other way around. You pick up the Nautilus to follow up that engage, so Lee Sin is just not going to end. You know, if you have a beefy support jumping in with you. Now, that's going to be a Gnar pickup, I believe.
Oh, they're going for full engage.
Renekton actually, last second switch, okay.
Oh, Renekton even more aggressive. Probably would have liked Gnar a little bit more just because of the range advantage he would possess.
Against Marka, yeah, but then again, Marka is not the guy that's gonna die in lane 2 Gnar, so...
Now, this is... Okay.
Pretty sure they're trolling us, but let's see.
They're hiring Ivern, but...
I assume this is not an Ivern pick. If it is, props
if
to
it
them.
is, then it's going to be Malka into top lane. I would assume Lulu mid lane. Or Morgana mid lane, but...
I mean, Morgana into Vladimir isn't that bad at all, because you just max...
Yeah, so they're
cool.
picking jungle, that means Malka is going into top lane.
Is it a Yi
Definitely
pick?
something
Interesting.
Master Yi does not fit the composition perfectly here, just because main things they have here are defensive, but at the same time, it works out in a way. If Master Yi fully pops off in the early game, which is a possibility, one of the ways the Justice team can try to win the game is they can even try to do some funneling strategies, which we haven't thought about. It might be Lolo Master Yi funneling strat going through here, which is something that is really used in boosting strategies and used a lot of in solo queue when you're playing with your duo partner.
Exactly. So
we will see that. This might be an interesting iteration and adjustment for the league. Obviously, we still have to wait it out and see if that's right, but from what I think right now, it might be something like this. And then the Paralympic esports team, I think, lost the draft here. It's weird, definitely weird, just because of the Justice team picks. They're not that meta, but if we look overall and how the team fights should roll out, I would give a small edge to the Justice team. What do you think?
I mean, yes, Justice lost Paralympics. He said lost the draft, right? So Justice should have a better composition. To be honest, I don't know. The Z is throwing me off. That's like, besides that, I think the draft is not bad at all. But the Z is just like such a wild card. It can go so well and so bad at the same time. But then again, Conqueror so being busted. You saw it on Jack's last game. Now on Yi. Who knows, man? Like, I'm honestly speechless about this Yi.
Yeah, this is definitely, it's going to be funneling strategy. We see Lolo mid lane, most likely funneling, and this will be definitely interesting, especially when you have champions like Lee Sin on the enemy side, which does fall off going into the late game, but they have it covered with Vladimir pick. It's actually quite smart if you look from the scaling wise how the composition is drafted.
Yeah.
Lee Sin, of course, will have a lot of pressure to find something early game. If he has any luck with that and puts on Renekton on the map and puts him ahead, that's one of the possibilities to play it out through. And of course, the other way to play around is get Xayah ahead, because like we talked about, the enemy are more based on defensive style.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Xayah can obviously abuse that and can just play more pokey and aggressive style, abusing her range. Both teams have obvious game plans.
I think it's all gonna come down, like the first game, to execution, because the first game I definitely gave it to the Jace. I was like so hyped, this Jace is gonna smash this Vladimir lane early on. Didn't happen whatsoever. Vladimir actually executed it very well, even though he got roamed on pretty often by the Thresh, and his learner was a bit late to the call most of the time, and so was his Olaf, but he managed to pick up 2 early kills. So if this Vladimir, yet again in the hands of Isabo, we're just gonna be looking at this guy being able to maybe pull through. Now, there's no smite. There's no smite. Okay, interesting. So these guys don't have smite.
Are we?
Never mind, he switched it last second. Okay,
Yeah,
he picked up the smite last second. Luckily for us, otherwise we would have been going to a remake. I was very surprised there to see no smite. Okay, great. So we're gonna go into we're gonna go into this beautiful next screen while we wait for the spectator delay to run out. Chat room is live, boys. Feel free to appear on chat and say hi. Now, what we are looking for, as I turn off my NVIDIA and FPS, why is this turned on? What we're looking for is this Maokai into Renekton. Renekton, definitely a guy that has high kill pressure for every lane that he plays, or mostly every lane that he plays. What we don't see so often though is the Maokai into the Renekton, because the Maokai actually is the guy that sustains as well, and is actually able to, how's it called? To cancel his E, so the engage from the Renekton with his own Q, and be able to, yes, you stun me, but I'm just gonna W you, and then I'm gonna heal with my auto, and then Q you, and then E you, and he's like, there's a lot of outplays from Maokai into this Renekton. Of course, if Renekton gets a lot of help by this Lee Sin early on, Maokai is gonna have a sad time. Same for mid lane. Lulu, very, very squishy. Don't forget that. Yes, she's a great champion. She has a great kit. But one thing I always hated about Lulu is, like, she gets one shot, bro. Like, you get hit by a single minion, you feel like you're about to die. Lulu, squishy champion. So Vladimir, that one shot potential. Looking at this guy here, we will see the wounds in 1 minute and 20 seconds. We will see if this guy took another time Conqueror, if he went for the more aggressive, maybe phase rush, or even the electrocute. Well, some guys even play Dark Harvest on Vladimir, even though I don't think that's a great choice, but you know, you do you. Now we can look at summoners quite a bit already, so the double TP again from the sides of Justice. Oh shit, actually there's game 3, just see that, my bad. Double TP coming out yet again for that cross map play. Well, only 1 TP on the Renekton, so no kill pressure with the Ignite.
Yeah, that definitely can be something that they can abuse going further into the game. Obviously, I would say that the Paralyzed Esports bot lane will not have that much kill pressure, just because of the shields and turrets coming from Heimerdinger. Probably we will see bot lane priority. Obviously, different for the mid lane. Vladimir should be the one pushing into the Lulu, and that's why we see exhaust taken from her, just because she's afraid of all the kill pressure coming from the Vlad, and it's also a respectable summoner knowing that the Lee Sin is picked here, and he instantly gives that extra edge and extra spice through the 2v2 fights, and I think it's even beneficial for
very
them
true.
in early on, even though they have Mastery.
Now, one thing I'm a bit surprised about is this Lulu and Morgana not switching. So yes, Lulu into Vladimir is a thing, I guess, back in the day. But then again, I was actually hoping for these guys to show us a bit more. So Morgana and then the Lulu bot lane would have been, in my opinion, a bit better. but we will see how this plays out in the end. Of course, Lulu is a bigger lane bully than Morgana is. Morgana is just purely going to focus on wave clearing, which is going to play into the Vladimir's hands because he's just going to be wanting to scale anyways and not fight. So Lulu, a bit more aggressive lane, I agree, but then the Morgana into the Nautilus would have been so perfect with the Black Shield. And being able to return that amount of damage and pushing with Heimerdinger together with the pool. So, I don't know. In my opinion, Morgana bot lane is fine. Morgana mid lane is also fine. We shall see how this one plays out.
Yeah, obviously, as you see, those variations are possible. The only thing is, why would you want Lolo, especially here on mid lane, is, as we talked, if they decide actually to go for that funneling strategy, which is possible, but I will be slightly surprised if we will see that, because I don't think we haven't seen it in so far at all.
I mean, they banned Soraka, if I remember correctly. So, we go check real quick. Pretty sure they actually banned Soraka. So, that might have been why they went for the Morgana and the Lulu.
Yeah, that might be something that they're trying to prevent, if that's actually a playstyle that the enemy team is possessing.
Yeah. Now let me just quickly get it up and running. Go. As these guys should be loading in. So on the blue side, we're gonna have Paralympics with 1 win in their pockets. Now Justice, it's up to you boys. Make it count. This game is yours. Because if you wanna keep playing and this best of 3, you're gonna have to tie the series. So they are currently at 0 wins with this best of 3. Now we will be looking at a 5-man. Yeah, both teams stacking 5-man. So never mind. He's pulling off, going for nope. He's going back to his team.
I would assume the blue side might be looking for something more aggressive.
Yeah, but then again, Morgana. Okay, Morgana normally doesn't start with Q, but you can. Morgana, Q, and then Heimerdinger having turrets, triple turrets, is very, very strong. And then also the Lulu into the Maokai W. So there's a lot of CC coming too early on. Like the enemy team just has Renekton W, which needs to be in melee range, and then the auto is Q plus auto, and that's it. You know, that's all that CC. So as soon as that's used.
But as we see, both teams decide just to play simple map covering.
Yeah.
Without taking too many risks, as I'm saying that Vladimir decides to give me a slight heartbeat, but he's not going into the enemy's jungle.
Not is also very, very scared here at the bottom. Puts down a ward at his blue buff as he walks back to his lane, to his jungler at the red buff. So it's gonna be a red buff start. Both guys start at the same side. Lulu dropping that ward over the blue side.
Slow rotation coming from the red side will mean that even though the blue side decided and helped the jungler taking on the red buff, they will be the ones that reach the wave faster.
Yeah, and one thing to point out here is like Marcus started with E, which gives you such a good leash for the so this E from Maokai is going to be the saplings. He had 2 in the bush. They proc even more damage if they sit in a bush. They jumped into that red buff. That was why E is actually so fast. And as you pointed out, it's going to be the funneling strategy. We see it here in the mid lane. E and Lulu just sitting there. Lulu has a support item. I didn't even check items. So they're gonna
actually so impressive. And
wow.
What we should be saying, so we can cover if guys you have played the league, obviously not everyone knows about the funneling strategy. How it works most of the time is jungler, in this case it's most of the time Master Yi player. He will be clearing his jungle as usual, but Lulu priority is to freeze the wave and then give all the minions and experience at the best time possible to Master Yi. That's why it's called funneling. And this is definitely a surprise coming through, right?
Yeah, that is surprising. I mean, even to pull this off at this level, like you're not playing against silvers, you're not playing against like some bronze dudes that don't know what the fuck to do against funneling. These guys definitely have seen funneling in their ranked games. They definitely know how the strategy works, and having the guts to pull that one off and being like, yeah, we can pull it off successfully as well. mean, this is great. I love this. This is bringing something new to the table. It's exciting.
Here you see perfect freeze coming out from Lulu. This is
Yeah, he's gonna have so
Vlad
much
was not
farm.
able to- yeah, Vlad was not able to break the freeze in time, and now you see Master Yi is already 11 CS ahead of Lee Sin.
I bet Lee Sin is invading, using this time a bit to get some CS. And I know funneling is still a thing, but it's not as popular anymore because basically how it works now in the jungle, the camps respawn so fast you can actually get a great advantage by just power farming.
Yeah, it's definitely. Right now it's a little bit different, especially with the experience experience changes in the jungle coming throughout in the preseason, as you said.
Yeah, but this is not too bad. Like, he's sitting at 14 CS and still having a camp to do on his top side.
This is interesting variation. Now we can analyze that. The thing is that wow, that was really good poke damage coming out.
Is that
from
Daz
the
on Heimerdinger?
So yeah, the idea usually in solo queue, most of the time you will see Lulu, Soraka, or those champions in the mid lane and just funneling straight up. Here is a difference that we have Maokai, which will be able to help the enemy, help the Master Yi engage, because he does not have any abilities that lets him close the gap except his movement speed. And also we will have Morgana putting extra shielding on him, so realistically he has 4 champions that are instantly helping for the funneling strategy, and Heimerdinger, which also has abilities that can be useful.
I mean, the only really, I think, like, mechanical thing you need to think about is, oh, he's actually looking for gank in bot lane, but the hook from Nautilus misses, so there's no action happening there, as the top lane is gonna go for another trade. Let me finish my sentence. What is it? Yeah, the only thing we need to look at mechanically here is, like, the Morgana. Morgana is gonna be the point that's gonna be decisive in teamfight. If she's in range to put the Black Shield at the right time onto the Yi, Nautilus is basically useless. He's not going to be able to break that Black Shield. The only guy that can, in my opinion, is the Vladimir. So Vladimir, the second he sees the Black Shield, should put all his damage onto that one, making sure that he can get change CC'd and die instantly. If you don't do that, and you go in with a Yi that has a Black Shield, plus a Lulu knockup and a Lulu shield, this guy is just going to murder your team.
Yeah, like you say, wow, here we see the exhaust. I'm not sure that was communicated perfectly coming here.
I mean, it enables Yi to pick up this wave and probably back. He hasn't backed yet. He's at 56 CS. That's insane at 6 minutes.
So yeah, the thing, as you said, the enemy team has to perfectly communicate through to pop out Morgana shield. And if you will see any indecisiveness and waiting out for someone else on your team to do the job for you, it might be too late. Every second counts when you're playing a strategy like this.
Yeah, it really comes down to Nautilus as well. Like, Nautilus, he can be throwing all of his ability at the Yi, and then Yi is just going to be like, well, Morgana Black Shield me, and nothing's going to happen to me. But if Nautilus is very smart and he baits, like, for example, he's going to queue the wall next to the Yi, baits the Black Shield, just waits it out, then uses his ultimate on, like, let's say, Heimerdinger, you still have a possibility to then change the seed together with Renekton, the Yi afterwards with your passive from Nautilus and your Q coming back up. So there's the possibility of outplaying the Black Shield, but in the end, I think he's going to be untouchable. And backing with 65 CS and picking up that Red Smite jungle item together with a recurve bow must feel so great at 7 minutes.
Also, the biggest problem probably right now, after the experience changes and all of that coming through, is that you get lower XP rates when you're taking the minions with any of your teammates being around. So in this case, Lulu, she takes more XP from Master Yi, so the funneling strat definitely hurts. And the other thing is that the gold advantage usually goes over to the enemy team. As we can see here, already 5,000 difference, and top lane just freezing the wave here, so it will probably be around 1,000 after it.
Yeah, I mean, this little tower always giving 5 gold as well. I don't think it's going to be too much of a difference in the end because of this, but it's always nice to pick that one up as ADC if you just short a bit of gold. But she is already sitting on a BF sword on Xayah. Let's look at items. Luden's nearly completed. I mean, half of Luden's nearly completed here for the Heimerdinger. Then 8 minutes jungle item completed on Master Yi. That frightens me.
Item, that's definitely impressive.
Nice touch here by Xayah, looking to trade back, but isn't able to get the damage through. So, just, yeah. Farming under tower with Heimerdinger pointed out last game, really, really hard.
Definitely taking a lot of risk with these rotations, because as we can see right now, Lulu is freezing perfectly. So
Yeah, and he's gonna be in range just to pick up this wave yet again.
yeah, he should, yeah, like
This is
he's doing
so
right now.
good, like
This was a
holy.
little bit. This was too late, and that rotation going into the jungle there did let him. Did let Lulu freeze the wave. And
The good thing here is like she went with the the execute thing for the minions, right? Oh, blue team actually sneaky Drake. We didn't even see that one
blue
happening.
team- Yeah,
It's an
actually,
ocean
the
Drake.
trade, definitely something that will be useful for them. The biggest question is which Drake we will see coming out through later on and again.
Yeah, that's gonna be the deciding factor. As you guys know, there's a lot of new changes with these Drakes. Maybe Mike can go into detail and we actually know which Drake we're gonna see on the map, which effect it's gonna be. But how it is working, basically, in the end, it's gonna come down to the same Drake spawning over and over again. Actually, we're gonna have a fight here. Lee Sin actually getting bursted, and the what? Okay, Lulu ultimate, Lulu on the rocks. Never mind, all good. Lulu ultimate
That was
was.
definitely a good kill.
Yeah.
A free kill for the Mastery already.
Let's stay at this. So first blood coming to 10 minutes into the game. These guys very, very patient, very, very
Now we see Renekton
disciplined.
coming, trying to close out on Mastery, but it's
see.
a mistake. It's a big mistake. He didn't wait for Renekton.
Oh god.
Vlad
Oh
might
god.
pay
Oh
for
god.
this.
He's dead as well
This is
now,
going to
but
be still beneficial for
I mean,
the
Renekton
side.
picks up a kill here, doesn't get the assist on Yi, so it's not the best outcome for Paralympics here, but at least they shut down that Yi. So that's something to look forward.
Yeah, it didn't work out that well, but obviously 2 kills for 1.
Wow, that was a lot of burst damage coming to here. And he hits the...
on
Heimerdinger?
the shield, which worked out in the
That
end
looked
there.
quite funny. It looked like he hooked the Heimerdinger,
Yeah, it actually looked like
but
the
it
hook
went on the tower,
halfway
yeah.
through.
Like, that's fine.
That's definitely something that you not see all the time.
I mean, in my opinion... Ooh, nice ultimate E here. Trying to maybe get Xayah backing on the tower, but she backed off right far. In my opinion, Morgana should have flash ignited here for the Xayah, seeing that she's only like at 50 HP. But then Xayah still has heal and flash herself, so who knows. They're staying actually, hoping that these guys back off, but they say no, we want this plating.
No, they're
TP
waiting
coming
for
down.
the
What a
forward.
play. Xayah with 50 HP, is it gonna be enough?
Now you just need to see perfect coming.
He has no stopwatch, this guy, he's gonna die. Yeah, he's
That's
just,
good
yeah.
enough, and
Wow.
that's going to be musical.
Great execution here. Saw the play, worked perfectly. Xayah's gonna stay with his 50 HP, pick up all the gold and the XP. Very, very happy about this one. In the end, that was a good play and trade for the Xayah.
Really good communication coming out from the
Paralympics
Lulu
esports.
side. Paralympic esports actually made a really nice call. They will obviously get answered slightly on the top side, but Lee Sin is covering, and
I mean,
the Maokai
Maokai
won't
20
even
CS
be-
down. He, like, if you give him another 10 CS, it's not gonna matter too much to the Renekton. Jesus, not Renekton. The Renekton. He's gonna be happy about this call and this rotation. Lee Sin also getting some well-deserved minions into his
Red
pockets.
team obviously not crying in the corner right now just because their strategy is working in a way, because the Mastery already has 2 kills and almost coming double to the CS of Lee Sin.
And at this point, the one thing we didn't touch on so far on the funneling strategy is like, whenever Yi decides to... Ooh, they have to actually go for a fight here, so let's see this one popping off first.
That's so much damage, and prop.
If he has his Q back up, he
was
actually
actually a
managed to Q the Vladimir from all the way
That was a
downtown.
mistake from Nautilus, because he used his Q ability when Mastery was out of the bush and he kind of dragged him in.
Yeah,
and
I
gave the
feel like he
vision.
was not in range there. Oh, nice pickup here from Yi.
Yeah, he was not in range, but Nautilus dragged him in back and gave him the range and vision.
That's very, very
So,
sad to see because
Definitely
Vladimir
not
nearly made
intended,
it out
but-
there.
Definitely not intended, but a slight misplay that now we're seeing a lot of problems coming from the blue
I
side.
mean, well punished here by Justice, and as I was about to say, whenever this Master Yi is at this state of the game where he's like double the CS of the Lee Sin, he's going to be sitting nearly at a completed item after his jungle item already. So this guy, he's scaling into infinity. He's 3 levels ahead of Lee Sin. Lee Sin,
Lee Sin
yes,
just
early
out.
aggression, but what are you doing, my mate? Where are you on the map? 0-2.
Definitely, Lee Sin just finished his jungle item, and after this back, it will be pretty close to the second item for the Mastery already.
I'm pretty sure if you look at gold here, we can have a look at it. He's gonna have 1.4k
Yeah,
in his
he will
pocket, so
have
he's
enough.
gonna have his what's it called? Blade of the Ruined King finished if he backs or decides to back anytime soon. And the one thing we haven't touched on at all is this invade. Like Master Yi being able to invade on its own. Okay, sure, he's ahead, he can do that. But Master Yi being able to invade together with the Lulu backing him up because she's the support with the exhaust and the ultimate and the shields and the polymorph and whatsoever, speed up. So
Yeah, that's
that's
one of the main things.
where you're just gonna be, yeah.
Really well abused so far.
Oh my god. Okay, so this bot lane discrepancy, you see now why they banned the Caitlyn. This Heimerdinger actually nearly killing the Xayah here, if that empowered cannon shot would have hit.
And Lee Sin was rotating for the bot lane and trying to look for something, but
Yeah, Xayah
as
just
you
get
said,
poked
Xayah
down.
almost got burst down, and they can't go for the kills. They're just too low, and the red team will likely just take the dragon here.
I mean, this is just insane. Like, yes, you spawned Herald in mid lane, you're gonna get the charge off, but you're not gonna kill the tower. I believe it's like at 75% HP. There we go. And the Ocean Drake affecting the Summoner's
Arrow
Rift.
use is late. There's
Yeah.
so many weird things coming out. They're not getting the tower and they're not getting the platings. Just some extra chip damage, which does not give them too much of something.
Now,
As we said, Mastery completing his Blade of the Ruined King.
yeah.
Definitely even more aggressiveness and power coming out right now for the gate swinging. And so far, Lee Sin does not even have that much to do, because he gets counter jungled all the time. And if we look at what he can do right now, he clears the Wolf's camp. There's no Raptors, there's no Dread buff. The closest camp is Golems.
The only
So
thing actually I want to point out
wasted
here
a lot of time.
is like the second Morgana shield has expired. Lee Sin is going to be the guy that's going to be decisive in the team fights actually, because his kick is what's going to save his carries. If he's able to kick Yi away after his Alpha Strike, he's going to be very useful. Oh, actually we see a dive happening on the bot lane, and he misses half of his Okay,
This is a kill.
he missed half of his W. It doesn't matter. Morgana Ignite takes for the last one, and it's going to be a kill.
Definitely one of those perfect examples why the champion is so highly contested. All of the damage, as you said,
Yeah.
even without hitting everything perfectly.
Now, first tower is yet to fall, so it's 2k advantage here for the Sons of Justice. They are
Again,
they need
Masters
to
in the
win.
jungle. As you said, Lolo covering the Mastery, and they're taking the Raptors again from
Mm.
the Lee Sin, and the blue side does not even have the answer. As we see, Vlad is just staying mid lane and farming. He doesn't know what to do.
and he's actually farming to the point where he's gonna get
Yeah,
engaged
he
on.
is-
Can't be slowed. He is gonna be
dead,
picking
and
that one
that's
up.
the first kill. And now they can even
Wow.
try to push for the mid tower, because it doesn't seem the blue side will have any answer for it.
Yeah, so basically, they picked an aggressive topside half of the map. So let's say Lee Sin and Renekton early game, but didn't utilize it whatsoever. Yes, the Renekton had a nice TP play, but that's about it. Maybe like a kill on its own. Then
Yes, the Renekton is definitely ahead, but
it's not
I'll
gonna
try just-
matter. Oh my
wow,
god.
and That's just wrong. Lee Sin trying to defend.
Yeah, that's
the
the one.
tower
That's
there,
just at this point of the game, 70 minutes in, when you're sitting at
wow.
one item
actually,
less.
Maokai almost diving 2-0 over Necton there.
Yeah,
in top
that's
lane.
where I was getting at. Like, this Maokai is gonna scale so much that he's gonna be impossible to kill for the Renekton on its own, and Lee Sin definitely is not going to be able to help him either. So Vladimir and Xayah are actually the ones that need to scale, but these guys are actually the guys that are so far behind to their laners. Like, yes, Vladimir has more CS than Lulu, but therefore he has less CS than Yi.
It's looking grim. It's hard to see the ways that the Paralympic esports can find a way to come back in here.
I mean,
Right
one
now-
messed up team fight, I believe double shutdown going towards the Vladimir is gonna be the
that's
one
definitely
that you
something
need to
possible.
turn.
It's either has to be, like you said, kills on Vladimir or like we
Xayah.
said, kills on Kaisa, and
Xayah,
not on
yeah,
Kaisa on
not Kaisa.
Xayah, because she's really far behind right now. Again, we see Lee Sin trying to base for to look for something bot lane, but the red side is just playing perfectly.
In my opinion,
Really
this
smart,
this
really decisive. Push in, back off, get your items, and again, repeat.
they're just waiting for like the next item here. There's just, I mean, look at how much gold this guy actually has. He has another 3k on his bank. This Master Yi is insane. He has so much gold. He can go for whatever build he likes. He can even switch his build up main in the game. It wouldn't hurt him whatsoever. He wouldn't fall behind if he decides to, oh fuck, I don't want this item anymore. I'm just going for the other one. Like, this Lee Sin is falling so far behind, and this Master Yi is just going to pop off in just a second. Now 12 to 9 in levels. Lee really hurting in experience as well. As I use his ultimate hit not to die to the Heimerdinger, who is solo defending as Morgana only just comes to lane just now. That's gonna be a
Rockets
heal used to
completely
save.
going wasted. And that will cost kill. That was a free
Yeah,
kill. to
that was
take,
free
and
kill.
A blunter coming out from the Heimerdinger, but they are definitely won't be sad after
Also,
this.
you have Morgana with Zonias, right? And you have a flash up. Yes, you hit Lee Sin with the ultimate, but that's one guy. There's 3 low HP targets in front of you. Why don't you just flash ultimate in? And then if you get turned on, you can still Zonias.
Okay, so now Master G with 20 minutes Baron coming through, and this will be taken really fast.
Yeah, I mean,
Without
he's
anything.
has his Rage Blade ready. And that's
Wow,
just a
this is
Baron.
just-
Wow, like, the blue team doesn't even have time to react. They didn't even go for the Drake in the meantime. There's no trade-off whatsoever.
Also, one thing I wanted to comment about is look at the first item the Maokai went for. It's Righteous Glory.
Yeah,
This is definitely their full.
Oh
fully
my
focusing-
God.
Oh, and that's
that's a sad Lee Sin.
just sad thing to see. Cocky trying to answer from the Lee Sin there. without-
Yeah, Heimerdinger has to flash here. He doesn't have his... Ooh, nice, he's gonna get a kill here. And in return, what a nice rocket with the combined E, proccing the super cannon twice. Making sure to get that kill. But I think that's still gonna be an Ocean Drake because Lee Sin... Master Yi, Lulu and Maokai are just like, yeah, you guys can take that Ocean. We don't care. We're gonna take half of your top
Yeah,
side.
Tier 2 tower coming out. Probably can even push for the inhibitor towers there, or at least
Vladimir
pressure them.
only back now, so Xayah's still in the
That's
lane. They see her.
definitely something. So yeah, as I wanted to say, Righteous Glory coming out on Maokai, definitely something we talked about. It will be one of those champions supporting the engage for Master Yi and covering it. So
I think now is the time to back off. The red team don't want to give over any gold whatsoever, and right now they're going to be 5v3 actually. As Xayah also
they're
decided to
trying
join.
phase them,
Ooh,
and
and that's an engage happening. Master Yi
is
gets the kick
might be
flash off, and he's instantly dead.
just
He blew
gave
up.
up first damage, definitely doesn't look like
Master Yi's still alive, but he went out of the fight, giving Xayah enough time to
Master Yi re-engage. That will
fight.
be
Yeah, that's
definitely
just...
Master Yi
Ooh,
show.
his W saves his ass there.
Really good heal, really good heal.
Xayah
Not
flashes,
enough on
keeps her
Xayah.
alive, and what is insane play by the Xayah, manages to catch the Heimerdinger with the retrieving feathers here, but then gets picked up by the
Support's
double
coming through,
supports.
and Supports managed
Wow.
to finish off the Xayah.
What
here.
a game, man! That was, whew. That was insane. Yeah, if you banish the law, thanks for putting that out in chat. If you let me know which of the ones is too loud, probably it's gonna be me. Let me know. I can turn up the other guy as well. If Mike is not loud enough, I can put him on 200%. He's just a quiet guy in general, man. So don't worry. He's like he doesn't need to scream. Everybody will listen when he speaks. It's me? Yeah, great. Okay, I'll turn down my volume a bit and turn up his. There we go. That should be way better. sorry about that. I just got really excited about that team fight because that was fun to watch, man. Anyways, back to the game.
Yeah, so Mastery, like we said, now he really managed to get double the CS of Lee Sin. We reached that point. The question is what they do now. Probably the best thing is just to slow down a little bit and look to pressure the bot lane, tier 2 tower, and mid lane right now. These are the two things they can look for.
Yeah, definitely.
Did the Heimerdinger steal the red buff? No, he didn't. That was pretty close. Definitely questionable if it was worth to use the ultimate, but in this situation where the blue team does not have anything and are not pressuring them, not looking for the fight, that might not even matter.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of things taking into consideration here. That it's way too late for this team to actually do something. Nice binding, but nothing happening. Nobody's pulling the trigger
as
here.
we see, Mastery is just staying behind everyone, letting Morgana, Heimerdinger, everyone just chip slowly out on the enemies, on their health bars, and then he's looking for simple resets where he could go and get a simple pentakill. It just looks like that.
Okay, there we go. I turned you up even more, just to be sure that you guys can be heard on Steam. No.
Yay! I'm heard right now.
Yeah, if
Saved. Really nice.
don't scream now because you're gonna blow my ears off, but it's fine. Now, one thing I want to...
Okay.
Like this item, Bulwark of Mountain, is the new support item, right? So they're gonna have one thing we haven't touched on at all. So the thing is, as Vladimir is facing off the Morgana and
he will fall
yeah, okay,
down.
that was questionable, man. I don't agree with the use of Ghost there and Zhonya's. You should have just died fast so you can respawn faster. But okay, yeah, one thing we haven't touched yet is this Vision. So Vision with Ocean Drake actually being the one that is changing the map gives you more bushes. And what more do you need if you have more bushes? More wards. Now double support means double the maps on the sorry, the wards on the map, as he is dodging the Nautilus ulti very nicely, but then gets knocked up and is now bugged. It
Yeah,
seems
now
like.
he's going to re-engage on Lee Sin. That's another kill.
Saves the Lulu last second there.
And yeah,
That was interesting.
they're just rolling over the blue team right now. It's not only Mastery fed, but if you look at the Heimerdinger, how he's far ahead. Also, a lot of damage coming out from the Morgana with those items. Definitely interesting and kind of normal iteration on the item build for Morgana, but of course, a huge damage load coming out.
There you go. I just had to time out our lovely, very well-known Tiger 47 being as toxic as always.
Well, I don't think anyone is surprised about that one.
It's fine. Anyways, the question in the chat is going to be, are you Danish? I think that's directed at you or me. I don't know too much, but no, none of us is Danish. We are nothing like the Danes. Reminds me of a really good Netflix series. What was it called? I was like about the Dane at England. So whatever. Anyways, getting off sidetracked here because the game is so one-sided at this point. Yes, Vladimir is looking strong with 2 items, but hey, look at Master E. I have 4 items, bro. I'm 8 and 2.
As I said, Lee Sin pick didn't work out at all. One assist and 6 deaths.
I think
Definitely.
you pointed out the right thing here. Why is Lee's trolling? Lee's actually trolling. What?
Wow,
Okay.
that's just now we're seeing just straight up cockiness coming out from the Lee Sin.
Wow. He's gonna
But-
die for this, right?
No, he won't.
He's not
Is
even gonna
he?
die for this. No, he finally fell down
He
to
dies,
the Zaya,
but
but
the enemy-
Maokai able
They
to...
will actually turn this out. This is good for the blue team in a way, but it's not perfect because Heimerdinger
Yeah, they're
is
losing bot lane
finishing
for
the game
this,
for the bot lane.
And they stopped Baron, so overall it's they even lost more members than the enemy team. Yes, they killed the Yi, raid boss down, but that's about it, man. You get a mark.
Yeah, they also decided to cancel the recalls and to make sure that Heimerdinger will be able to take the inhibitor there.
There you just see the difference, man. But yeah, like you pointed out in the Champions section already in pick and ban phase, I'm pretty sure they lost this game by picking Lee Sin so early on. Yes, you want to show aggression. Yes, you want to be like, hey, I'm 1-0 in this series. I'm going to be the one that's going to be closing out the series. But by picking Lee Sin so early and leaving yourself vulnerable to any kind of strategy, this is how these guys got countered.
That's definitely true. Already, the thing is, what they saw were Morgana and Heimerdinger picks.
Yeah.
Already.
Lee Sin into that is already bad.
And then they picked Lee Sin, which those two champions are already hard counters to Lee Sin and are not perfect to even look for the insect, because Morgana really easily denies it.
Yeah, and Heimerdinger can just put down a tower in front of him whenever Lee Sin is going for that Q, or just ultimate tower into E-stun, into Zhonya's, and Lee Sin is going to be very sad because
simply
he's going to
not respecting the enemy draft, and now we see the consequences coming through.
Yeah. But who knows? We have seen games like this he turned around. It's only 28 minutes in. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, definitely. Possibilities are always there. The gold advantage is almost around 10,000 right now, so the Justice team are just looking to pressure
team gold
off
advantage.
the Baron.
If you look at gold advantage between junglers, it's going to be 7k, so that's a different story. Okay, that's the Heimerdinger TP. Is Renekton going to be able to stop it? It's not, so Renekton is not joining the team fight. That's
not cancelled. He's even pressuring out everyone alone, and that's just a free Baron.
Yeah. Wow, that is perfectly played by Heimerdinger there. And yeah, misses.
Wow.
This reminds me of a very...
Now you can just understand how far they are ahead when the one champion is denying four champions their way into the pit.
He missed half of his ultimate. He's going to be still the one guy that's going to be denying the whole enemy team. Now with this push, bot lane is going to push with super minions. Renekton didn't clear that one out really fast because he's not fed either. So now they have to deal with two pushing waves, top lane, where there's a 5-man red team behind the minions that are baroned up, and just shooting at this tower. And at the bot lane, they send Renekton now off to the side.
This is obviously like a little bit harder for them to approach, just because of the mastery, but at the same time, they have bot lane opened up already, and like you said, Renekton needs to be there to defend, and
I mean, one
that opens a lot of easy possibilities.
Followed up by a Heimerdinger E plus then the Lulu and what is it, Maokai CC, you're definitely gonna go down. Like if the wrong target here gets picked, let's say it's the Xayah or the Nautilus, these guys are gonna like even look at this. Lee Sin nearly dies to Morgana here, the pool. That's what I mean. Like these guys, if they get hit by one binding, they might as well just die.
The only good thing throughout for the blue side is that Xayah did get some kills. At the same time, I'm saying that she's almost getting bursted down with two abilities only hitting there.
Yeah, like I said, if this Heimerdinger would hit 100% of his abilities, Xayah would have died 3 times by now. Like even more, 3 times than she already did.
It seems that won't be even needed. The tower is about to fall down.
Yeah, Vladimir, you can't step up if you got hit by CC. I know you're...
Maokai pushing the mid lane at the same time, pressuring for the tier 2 tower.
These guys is going for the triple push of the lanes.
Tier 2 taken out, inhibitor tower taken out, and now just looking for the inhib itself.
Yeah. I mean, there's no string on the map, but you don't really need it right now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem they are interested in dragons anymore.
Oh my god, what damage!
That will
actually the alpha from... That was...
Yeah, that will be
really
it.
It's still a Yi that's on crack. Zone isn't to Zhonya's, okay.
Of course, we see Mastery just...
shredding.
Yeah, and just putting up his
heal.
Kill? He's putting the heal on the hopeless Vlad trying to survive using his Zhonya's just as a disrespect sign.
And I think that's
that's it.
That's actually an FF, our first FF for the TG Diamond League, man. Wow, I'm mad impressed, bro. That was pulling off the strategy first of all. Yes, there was a missed draft on the side of Paralympics, but pulling off the strategy and executing it as well, that's just next level, like, honestly.
Obviously something that the Paralympic esports team was not expecting to see here. coming out through in this tournament, in this league.
Yeah.
And as we said, really well played, really well abused
In
strategy that
16K
we
gold.
don't see
Wow, I'm just
that
impressed.
much.
16K gold to 7K gold in jungles. Like, what is going on? That's just next level.
Now, I would assume most of the teams, after seeing this performance
Gonna ban
coming
Lee.
out from the Justice side, will respect and ban out Mastery, because looking at this, it's kind of scary for,
I'm pretty sure if you ban
for
out
me.
Morgana here, it's already gonna give you the advantage of having less hard of a time to deal with these guys. Also damage, like the damage shot, actually getting out damage by helmeting. Of course, he has the range advantage, and in the end, you saw him nearly one-shotting everybody in the enemy team as well. So Master Yi and Heimerdinger are carrying this one on their backs as we hop into game number 3. Just waiting for these guys to get online and ready. That was fun to watch, man. I had fun. That was so fun. No.
That's definitely something interesting and
Yeah, I'm gonna go
really cool to see.
our standings, so you guys can have a look at the standings. Oh, is there? Yeah, we're waiting for Justice, Team Shomano, and Fishy, who are not ready to go, I believe. Interesting. Let me look what just happened. I believe one of the teams missed the ready up time on Challenger mode. Yeah, they did indeed miss to ready up. Wow, interesting. That's... yeah, not quite sure what to say about that one. I'm just gonna confirm with my other admins if Navia is here, or if he's, because he should be in a game, I believe. Because losing like this would be very, very sad after you just had such a nice game.
Okay, Jason, we have a question in the chat. What does plus minus mean in the standings?
In the standings, I'll get to that in just a second. Let me just really quickly check with these guys if everything is okay. It might have been a technical issue, but as far as I see, Team Justice didn't ready up. Yeah, okay. I'll get to the question real quick. So the question was the plus and minus in the standings. So basically, I think that's for tiebreakers, if I believe correctly. Let me look at which ones we're talking about. Yeah, the plus and the minus is for the tiebreakers. So basically, how that one works is the lower that percentage or that number is, the higher is your tiebreaker winning chance. But we don't have tiebreakers. The only tiebreakers we could have is between spots like first, second, and third. So if everybody has the same points in the end, which of course will not happen, because if you have the same points, you're gonna be firstly looking at direct comparison, and since it's a best of 3, there's always one winner, there's no ties, which means this plus and minus you can completely ignore for this type of tournament, because it's not gonna matter. There's no tiebreakers to be played whatsoever. Everybody's gonna be always on top or on bottom, because the direct comparison of the both teams facing off each other is always what counts. So the only time these numbers actually matter is like to decide right now you have Team Legacy and ELG Esports on first and second, because of this number. CE Legacy is actually on the first spot, but in the end it doesn't really matter. So just don't worry too much about these numbers, because when every game is played, every team has faced off against every other team once in a best of 3, meaning that there will be no tiebreakers whatsoever. You haven't gotten any tournament code? I mean, I got the tournament code, Mr. Team Captain. I'll look into the league 1 second. I can remake the game. if it's confirmed a technical issue. Let me just confirm with the enemy team as well. Paralympics Esports. I need the team captain of Paralympic Esports to tell me yes or no. And then we can actually remake the lobby real quick, because I think there was a slight issue. Let me see. I mean, so like the way I perceived it, it worked, but then okay, cool. We're just gonna reset the lobby real quick then. Let me see if I can do that still. If not, we have an issue, but don't worry about it. First of all, we're gonna hold it, and then we're gonna be discarding this one, game number 3. Yes. And then we're gonna be 1-1, perfect. And then we're gonna be making a new lobby. Resume. And now please everybody go to challenger mode and join the new lobby, because otherwise the score is gonna be... There we go. It's a new lobby, I believe. Let me just check if it's the same code. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's a different code, I believe. Yeah. Different code, so just make sure to join that one. I'll copy and paste it to your team captain, Paralympic Esports, and what's the other team's name? Just this. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that one should work now. Seems to be working just fine. Perfect. Okay, great, guys. So just a tiny bit of an oopsie here and there. All fine. Both teams agreed to keep playing for game number 3, because this is an exciting series in my opinion. I think Mike is gonna back me up on that one.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. So far, really interesting, especially after the second game. Now, it's just really, really hard to even imagine what kind of strategies we can see in the third one.
Yeah, definitely. One thing, we're gonna wait for the draft once again. And then, boys, we are just hopping into game number 3, the deciding game. The finalizing series on this one. So, just waiting for everybody to be there. Now Paralympic Esports is the one that's missing. Few members. There we go. Now it should be all working. Let me refresh my page to be 100% sure. Yeah, he's not readied up. He got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. He's readied up now. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna be heading into the draft now, boys. Thanks for bearing with us. When we have these technical difficulties, they happen from time to time. You can see your standings just now. I'll update them once again after this game, because they're gonna be switched around a bit depending on who wins. Now, of course, we are looking at... What is this? The draft. Yeah, the online draft. So I'm just gonna be replacing this one really quick with the old one, and then we are ready to go. Is it the right one? Seems to be exactly same one. Yeah, there we go. Coolio. So let's just head into this draft. Both teams are ready, I believe, and Justice started this one off. Justice back on blue side now. They lost as they were on blue side, but they won when they were on red side. See if this is a deciding factor or not. So. Okay, Mike, what do you expect from this game? What do you think is going to be the target bans we see? Vladimir?
So obviously, Justice, they can be more relaxed here just because they have a priority of taking the first pick. That's definitely important. We see Vlad ban coming in first, something that they are respecting throughout all the stages, it seems. Olaf ban again, Casio response from Paralympic team. So far, all the bans. Oh, here we see the first ban that is target for the compositions and the things we saw in the last game. They're covering and hovering the Morgana ban, which, as you said, it would not be surprising if it comes through, because it definitely gave them a lot of problems. As we said, it goes through and Morgana is banned. Justice team, again, Caitlyn banned out, no surprises. Strong pick. Definitely one questionable thing is these teams do not seem to prioritize Senna that much.
Yeah, that's
but
very
now
interesting.
what ban I do expect is Heimerdinger, and if it won't get banned, I really expect Justice team just to straight up pick it up.
Definitely something you can do indeed. One thing I'm not too sure about is actually if these guys are gonna be looking towards the third ban. Wait, what? Oh, they banned Caitlyn. Yeah, okay, I was confused. Never mind. Oh, good. Caitlyn's already off the table, so maybe the third ban is gonna be Heimerdinger here, because Heimerdinger has gone through the first 2 games. Paralympic might be able to ban that one out this time.
It should be banned, and like I said, if it won't get banned, we do expect a pick. Yes, it gets banned. No surprise here. Now the question is, which champion do they? Wow, they actually do prioritize Mastery, and
that's interesting. So they're just gonna go for the same thing. Now, are they gonna get punished?
I do think that there's not much Paralympic team can do, because they haven't banned Lulu, which is the main point of the funneling strategy. And the question is, will they take the Lulu off the Justice hands, because the champion is not that meta by itself and is not that perfect. And the question is, have they any practice on the champion recently?
Yeah, like if you pick up Lulu here to deny it for the enemy team, of course that's great. But if you're not able to utilize this champion whatsoever as your support or mid lane, but they're gonna be ending, yeah, they pick it up in the end. So, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I do think they are just too afraid of the funneling strategy here, and they're just giving massive respect.
I mean, after seeing
from
that
the last game,
I understand that. I feel for them, bro. That was.
Yeah, after the last game, it's definitely something that is understandable. The question is just how it will work out and how will they able to play it out through.
Of course. But then again, not everything is always going to be as according to plan. But I'm happy for these guys to at least try. You know?
Now the funneling strategy is partially off. There are still some champions that you can pick in the mid lane, but it will be definitely way harder. Taric is still on the map, same goes for Soraka, so there's some possibilities to try and play around if they definitely want to go for this.
Yeah, definitely. And then again, you can also just drop this. Like, as I pointed out before, you don't need to funnel a Master E. You can just put the Master E to power farm.
This is definitely something they can, as you say, drop it out. Mastery is not perfect champion, but as you said, the enemy had to pick Lulu there, and Now it's the question. We know the Justice jungler is really comfortable on the Mastery. So even though the champion is not perfect, he will have the advantage most of the time coming through.
Definitely. So imagine having Master Yi just power farming. Of course, you're gonna have to have laners that are able to sustain themselves and not needing a jungler. But having a jungler that is power farming is mainly a guy funneling. It's nearly the same thing. Of course, not as extreme, but yeah. Okay, Karma picked up. Is gonna tell
Karma,
me
and
it's
that
gonna
might be a
funneling.
funneling.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be funneling. Karma also strong laner. Karma mid lane, I believe. So Nautilus going to that support lane. Yeah, man. I'm not sad to see this, but I'm definitely surprised to see this.
I'm not that surprised. They're hard working on that funneling strategy, and they just want to make sure that it goes through. I'm pretty sure that they don't trust Mastery Pick that much by itself. Here we see a smart ban coming from the Paralympic, just banning out Dark before they pick out Shen. Pretty good pick, just adding more CC lock, a small chance to take out Mastery,
Of course.
if timed correctly.
I mean, there's a lot of
Saya
things to be
ban.
done. Wait, did they ban Saya actually? That's great. That's great because that was the only factor where they lost a few team fights while being a bit.
Yeah, Saya was able to pop off in some certain situations where the team fights were in the jungle corridors, as I like to call them.
Yeah, definitely.
In a small cramped space where her feathers do a lot of damage. And
we saw the Xayah needle turning the fight before she gets shut up by the double support there. But yeah, Xayah is definitely a factor that can scale very well into late game as well. So there was a chance, I would say, but not in the last game. But having Xayah again would be a great counter. She's also deniable to the Master Yi with her ultimate. The few champions who can actually survive a Master Yi on him.
So Lucian ban coming through.
This is smart. It enables you to have a better bot lane. I don't think it was necessary because I don't know if this
I don't think Lucian is something. Yeah, because Lucian does not enable them that much, and at the same time, Lucian is just. It's questionable.
It's very smart.
I can see why. Yeah, I can see why, but
with Caitlyn being banned, this is the other dominating ban. But then again, one thing we haven't touched: Senna is on the table, boys.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that Lucian ban is just kind of slightly questionable, right?
Yeah.
We still have Senna on the table, and we're forgetting one champion that can still be very useful. We're forgetting Ashe. It can be used as one of those primary engage tools and just openings for the Mastery.
This is really big. So Jax already counters Yi.
Galio.
Shen already counters Yi, and Galio is just gonna demolish Yi. So they are picking entirely into the Z, even though there's still a mid lane and an ADC up.
Defense.
Yeah. This is great. You disable
this will be really hard for Mastery to dodge all of these abilities, and pretty much impossible, realistically.
But then again, Master Yi doesn't need to teamfight. Remember this.
Yeah.
You can send him to split push. We don't give a flying fuck about Master Yi being in a teamfight and playing 1v5 or playing 1v1 in the side lane and winning that one. So the only big issue here is the cross map play. So Shen ultimate, Galio ultimate, these guys are gonna join every team fight from a mile away. So that's where Master Yi is gonna struggle, because he can probably win the 1v1, but if he doesn't win it fast enough, Shen and Galio are gonna show up and make sure you're gonna lose or turn at least into 1v2.
This will be really important of what kind of... Well, they're hovering Nami, which I'm not... That would mean it's not a lost top lane, but...
Nami locked in, interesting.
Wow, that's not a lost top lane. So yeah, again, they're going... Now they're going with 3 supports and putting everything in the basket of Mastery pretty much.
Yeah.
It seems it's their plan, even after seeing that the enemy team does have a lot of CC champions and pretty good way to stop Mastery. They're still thinking that if they manage to pick enough champions that do enable it,
oh my god.
Good enough.
Don't do this to me.
Oh my god, now that would be too much,
So-
and I'm not sure how to even analyze. Wow,
That's okay.
Lockdown.
So Karma, Nami
I'm
bot
not
lane.
sure how to analyze this.
right? Karma, Nami bot lane, Malphite into the Shen, because that's the only viable pick into the Shen. But then again, is it the Jax jungle? Or Jax lane? It has to be a Jax jungle, because Galio can only go support a mid lane.
No,
Jax.
I would like we have if it's EDC coming through, I would assume it's Jackson the jungle, Shannon the
Yeah, and Lulu
yeah,
support. Right?
probably Shannon top lane and Galio will be the mid lane pick.
Yeah. So who's gonna
But
face
the
over to the
Justice
Galio?
team, wow, the Justice team will be something definitely interesting. So as you said, Karma has two supports on the bot lane.
And Karma is really well on her own against Lulu. She has a shield and more damage.
Now I don't think they will do it, but there's a possibility for them to even freeze bot lane and to let Mastery power farm 2 lanes. Which I haven't seen it yet, but
Of course, there's a possibility.
it's a possibility, which kind of wow, it's just unbelievable. I'm out of words. I don't even know what to say about this composition and
Yeah.
what are they doing here.
I mean, let's see how this
But I
turns
can't
out.
judge because it worked out last time.
Exactly. So let's just see how this works out. I believe it's gonna be great fun.
Okay, Jason. Now we need to hear your pick here. Who do you think will win the game?
That's well,
Of the draft.
honestly, if Justice plays this correctly, they have so much more burst damage and Master Yi that's unstoppable if he goes to split push. But Paralympics has such a great team composition. Nothing will touch this Vayne. There's a Galio, a Shen, and then there's also a Lulu. Like, this Vayne is gonna be invincible. Together with Vayne just demolishing pretty much every champion on the enemy side, like alone already in a 1v1. So if this Vayne is Gosu, Paralympics is gonna win. If Justice League is actually 200 IQing Paralympics with massive plays, like Malphite's ultimate perfectly timed into a Yi and whatever, I don't know how they're gonna pull this one off, but if they manage to pull it off, they have the advantage here by just outplaying the enemy with rotations. In the straight up 5v5, Paralympics is gonna win this one straight forward.
Yeah, the question is, does Mastery pull away from the Paralympic team early on in the game? As we said, it will be similar to the last game. Here it will be even harder, but if Mastery does manage to get early kills and snowball really fast, it should be enough for the Justice team just
Of
to
course.
run them over. As you said, they have a lot of damage and it is enabled. It is definitely enabled early on, but later on, as you said, Paralympic esports, really strong composition, really easy CC lock abilities to land it that don't require that much control, that much skill. What I mean by that is the team will have more time to focus on their macro and managing the map, which is really important when you're playing against funneling strategy and mastery. And we saw that was one of the biggest flaws, that they had no answer to the counter jungling. Here, if they play correctly, they can definitely if they find a way to deny that, as you said, everything should be in their hands.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by this actually. Like, I'm mind blown. The first game they already threw me off like this, but now I'm just like, wow. Honestly, wow. No words, bro. This is.
I have to say same, because I would never draft something like that myself as a coach, but seeing this, I do fully understand where this draft is coming from, especially as we talked after the second game. This is just interesting that people do experiment a lot and are not afraid to take these unusual really interesting compositions into the competitive level our league.
Yeah, I'm like seeing this in LCS, I would probably go crazy. I would be like fucking mind blown. But I'm already mind blown seeing this in our league here. I mean, I expected this to be crazy. I expected the Diamond League to be top notch. And so far, after that last game, I was mad impressed. And now I just don't know anymore, man. Only thing that's bothering me right now is the way they are lined up. So I have to actually tell Justice League, sorry, that's the movie, Justice Team, next time that they need to be in order whenever they're in champion selection, not just for the stream, but actually also for the enemy team to know who they're facing in lane.
Yeah, that's true. It's something that
especially in compositions like these, it's really inconvenient if you're not 100% sure who you're going to face on top, mid, and bot, you know?
Yeah, especially that the loading screen can be used to discuss the situation. Obviously, it's not that hard to tell from the teleports and the summoners to which lanes players are going.
But you can't change the wounds anymore. So if you would see in champion selection who's going red, it would be very beloved. And now we're heading into this spectator delay, of course, as these teams load up. And I will hope and wish them best of luck for the last and final game of this best of 3. It was definitely a nice ride. I had fun, bro. That was nice. Now this last game, if it's gonna be explosive, it's gonna be fun. If it's gonna be Gosu on Vayne, it's gonna be even more fun. And then I honestly hope for this Malphite to pull some crazy shit. I'm just
expecting a show from one or other side, as you said. On the one side, we have Master Yi that can pop off. On the other side, composition is fully based around Jax and Vayne. Yeah. So whatever happens, we will have an amazing show here in the third game.
Let's not forget the last time Jax was in their hands, they actually managed to win the top lane on Justice side. So the Jax pick away very, very smart here as well by Paralympics. They picked the Shen the first game and got countered by the Jax, but they pick away the Jax as well in the first rotation. So a good pickup here, making sure that Jax power play with the 5-stack Conqueror is definitely in secure hands. And then just the Galio into the Vayne, into the Lulu picker, that's just, I don't know, man. That's just insane. Now 1 minute left on the clock before we're gonna be heading into our game. So I assume it's Malphite top and Karma mid lane? Or Karma bot?
Yeah, Karma probably mid lane, and
but then again, Nami Nautilus bot lane is like, that's got shits on by... So it might be Karma.
No, actually, what I would think, it's Nautilus mid lane.
Yeah.
Right? And then we have Karma as primary carry in the bot lane.
Because Nautilus into Galio is not too bad, I assume, because of your shields.
It's definitely not too bad, and both champions have similar idea and similar style. Also, Nautilus mid lane was a viable pick for some time, and you can see how it can work out in this scenario.
Definitely. The bigger issue here is going to be wave clear. You have no wave clear whatsoever on Team Justice. Karma Q or Karma Mantra Q is the only wave clear you have. Together with Yi, that needs to be in melee range, so he's going to get poked by the Vayne and the Lulu. So the Galio is going to definitely push in mid lane as soon as he has a few points in his Q. I think it's level 3. 3 points into Q when you one-shot the minions in the backline with the Amplifying Tome and what is it? The starting item? Oh, come on, man. Starting item on Mage. Can I think? Probably not, it's fine. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about, obviously. Now we're heading into the loading screen. It's 1-1 in this exciting game between Justice and Paralympics Esports. Excuse me. Now, nice skin, I must say. I like that Debonair Galio skin a lot. Same for the Pulse Fashion and the Project Vayne and Pool Party Lulu. Interesting skin. So skin-wise, I must give it to Paralympics. They won.
Definitely, and by far. Yeah. But the question is, skins over skills? I think this game will answer this.
Level 7, sure. Damn. This is a level 7 Yi and Jax. Just had to check to be sure. These guys know what they're doing. Then again, I'm level 7. Master Yi as well, and I don't play it so much, so I guess at one point everybody plays Yi. And if it's just to look if it's really that strong. Now, loading screen is taking actually a tiny bit longer than usually. Normally we get wide into the game, but that's fine. At 100% now, just waiting for the game to start, and then I'm so hyped for this game. Actually, I'm really hyped. I want to see what's going down. I hope this Malphite is not gonna go. The issue is if Nautilus is mid, Nautilus is gonna go AP, correct? So the Malphite is not gonna go full AP. That's what's gonna be like bothering me. I would like to be Malphite and Nautilus off tanks, like off AP tanks. One of them going more AP than the other one.
Yeah, with those compositions, with the composition that we do see on the blue side,
Yeah.
coming out from the Justice, it's more questionable just because of the how they will decide which champions, which players will be building AP items. As we see, the Nautilus and Nami are building the support items, so it actually might be.
That's definitely funneling, bro. You just get these guys
Yeah,
into
that's definitely so. We might. Yeah, it's Nami mid lane. Huh. No, okay, it's Nautilus mid lane. I'm tripping, but still, Nautilus going for support item.
There you go.
I didn't expect that fully. Yeah, so
I mean, the
as we
Galio,
said,
if you funnel into Yi still, this is gonna be Jax is gonna be sad because Jax is a good jungler, yes, but he's not like a power farming house, and he's definitely not the best ganker. So this early game, considering the Vayne, that's something we didn't touch on. The Vayne is gonna be early on a bit useless against the pushing power of a Karma and the sustain of an army. So lane wise,
yeah, I don't think they will be like perfect, but as you say, they don't have to be. Their idea is Mastery is funneling on the mid lane.
yeah.
Oh shit.
It's
Okay.
Nami mid lane,
It's
it
actually
is.
no, it's actually Nami mid lane.
Wow. Okay, that's.
Oh my god, as I said, yeah, Puggers. Wow.
I mean, less progress for the Nautilus because the Nautilus is definitely gonna get poked a lot in that lane. He's gonna have a hard time.
And wow,
And I'm
Nami
pretty sure
funneling on the mid lane. Well, that's something new for sure.
I mean, Nami, I don't agree with this one, to be honest. Nami bot lane would have been way better. Because Nami Karma is just such a good
I
lane.
still think they could have played normal side, by picking Karma into the mid lane and then picking Nami to the support role and picking normal ADC.
Yeah.
And they still would have had that funneling strat. Right now, as you say, I mean, it's really hard to understand why they would go for this, especially going for Nami in the mid lane. She does have similar abilities to Lulu or Soraka.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that idea, but overall, it's definitely will be way harder for them to pull off.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I mean, the biggest issue, in my opinion, is you picked this Karma really early on in the draft. From that point on, you either send the Karma to the mid lane. If your mid lane is not able to play that champion, okay, understandably, you put it on the bot side. But you can also play Karma support. Like, not having an ADC is denying you so much wave clear in the later state of the game, where it's actually important to wave clear and important to make sure that the enemy team can't pressure your turrets into this composition, because that is where this composition is bad at, right? You're gonna get dove on so hard by the enemy team with a Shen and a Galio coming in and a Jax Counter-Strike being unable to be hit, plus the Lulu ultimate. So not having that wave clear or not having that ADC is what's actually the biggest issue. And also this Nami mid lane, yes, she can abuse the Galio a bit early on by poking him, but one gank from a Jax and Nami's dead. However, a Nautilus mid lane, even though it's not perfect either, it's just gonna go even with Galio, and then you have a super strong bot lane with this Karma Nami.
Nautilus is just not perfect overall because you don't have the healing abilities or shielding abilities, which you usually go for funneling strat.
Yeah.
So probably that's the idea behind it, but as we talked, Karma would have been a perfect pick.
Into the mid lane or the support.
But as we said, they're just trying to put everything on supporting Mastery. so they want to have as much shielding and as much other ways to engage into the fight.
Only other thing I would have agreed with would have been like an Alistar, you know? Being able to kick that engage away. Oh, is that a Yi? Actually,
Ooh, that was quite a big miss, I have to say.
I'm not sure if this is gonna go well.
It should be a kill, or at least, yeah, it's at
If you
least a
flash,
flash.
then you actually get that kill. But yeah, okay, great. So that's a good trade for Paralympics here, making sure that the first face-off is gonna be equal and actually slightly in the advantage, even though Master is already double the CS of Jax. But hey, let's see how this one keeps going on.
Yeah, so far, as you said, the blue side, Karma bot lane, does have enough pressure for pushing in into Vayne, so
And one
it
thing
will.
is, they can never get ganked by Jax. Like, Jax ganking the Nautilus Karma is never gonna have enough damage to kill them. Because the shields on both of them.
Yeah, the only way it would be possible is after Vayne gets level 6.
Yeah, and Galio as well, so they can join.
When we
That's
yeah,
about
but
it.
when we get into that part, then it will be a different talk, because then we will have to look at the results on Mastery and how far is he ahead.
Right now, Master is already at 38 CS, 39, closing into his 40s. Like, 4 minutes in, he's nearly having perfect CS, 10 CS per minute. Oh, hey, that's another trade on the top side. Actually, I
Now,
think...
I don't think they will do funnel to top, but they could if they really wanted to.
I mean, Malphite going here
Yeah,
with
they're not doing it. It wouldn't be perfect just because Malphite went for normal items, not for support items.
But then you have 4 supports, sorry. So that's like...
Yeah, I mean, this is overkill any way you look at it.
Anyways, yeah. The big
And
issue
it's
here...
way harder for Karma to farm,
This-
especially under the tower.
Yeah, this cull here on the Malphite tells me these guys are going the very long game. Like, you could have picked up anything else, in a second Doran's Ring, a Doran's Shield, anything on this Malphite to have a better laning phase, but he goes for the cull, knowing, hey, I'm flashed down, I'm confident into just going late, I don't really care about giving up CS, I don't really care about losing my lane.
It seems he simply don't care about his position that much. For him, it's more about just
Getting to the
surviving
late
it
game.
through and getting to the later game stages.
I'm actually pushing this one out with Malphite, with Master Yi backing and picking up the
Yeah,
Wick of Karma.
Nami is not giving all CS away, so if some people didn't know about it, funneling does not mean that you give everything away to the jungler. But in the situations where you can't freeze, you do give it away. Also, you have a support item that does enable that for you to take CS and give it to the jungler when he comes over. But normally, other than that, you just farm as a regular player.
I mean, for all you people in the chat, there's 15 to 20 people out there on various platforms. Let us know your prediction. I'm very eager to hear who you guys think will win. Because I'm definitely hyped, man. Now, he is back again in this mid lane. I mean, this is just a return of game
This is
number
just
2.
a freeway for him, so he's just enjoying that CS, soaking it up.
Oh my god,
The
this is a dead
experience involved.
Malphite.
And Shen he should have a kill here.
No, he didn't flash for it. Interesting. See, he knows Malphite flashes down, he doesn't go for it.
That's maybe he is simply respecting the shield that might be coming off from
Look, this is
Malphite,
what I
but
mean. You don't win this, Vayne. You don't win this. Like, you're not even level 6. Why are you trying to trade against 2 full HP targets? Wow.
that tumble simply to front.
I don't know, man.
That was highly
That
questionable.
was tumbling to death, bro. And she used both
Yeah,
summon us, plus
not
exhaust.
much to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely was a huge misplay.
Yeah, let's hope this bot lane picks it up yet again, because they should have an easy time.
Yeah, because right now, even though you can say that they didn't die, but the main thing is there. They had to back off right now.
Wow, that's...
And
I mean, he flashed, so he shouldn't
That's
be...
not a.
No, he's
Is
not
that
gonna...
a kill?
He's dead, he's dead.
No,
I was thinking he is dead there.
that was still
because-
beneficial for the blue side, right?
Yeah, oh, they're actually gonna be able to... Nice, he's gonna get the
Oh
kill.
my
That's the
God,
first
and
blood going down yet again to
he
the Master Yi
dies
like
really
before.
bad.
Now he's dodging everything. Is he gonna get... No,
Wow.
but now he gets the shutdown on the Galio. That makes sure that it's an
That's
even 1
so
for 1.
huge, actually.
Wow. Master Yi getting another kill and Nami getting a kill there. That's just... I mean, this is
Yeah, so
perfectly
fast
game 2.
analysis of what happened in this minute. Blue team, I mean red side on the bot lane, bad fight, and they had to back off. So Karma pushed in and got that wave. And then we had a mid fight. Master Yi and Nami using the exhaust on Galio trying to take the kill,
Yeah.
which didn't work out fully.
And if you look at gold now,
Master Yi had to flash out to survive, but then Jax went a little bit too far,
a bit, yeah.
using everything out and just taking that additional hit from the tower, which enabled Master Yi to.
And this is what I pointed out earlier, like
Go
if you
in.
have a Jax, he's not going to be the perfect ganker, not a perfect jungler overall. He's a decent jungler, but he's not like a very good one. So he's like,
Yeah,
he
but
does his
overall,
job.
overall it was just simply mistake for like that taking that tower shot. If it didn't happen, that play would have be okay.
Exactly. If you know that your counter strike is down, it's a 14-second cooldown or 15-second cooldown, so you're not gonna be able to do anything else after you use QWE on Jax. The champion is basically useless because all he can do is auto, and at the state of the game, autos are not doing a lot on Jax. So what do? You just back off. This guy decides to go even deeper, gets tower shot once. Yi, very, very smart. I think this guy plays a lot of Yi actually. Instantly pulls the triggers into the alpha and then another alpha to nearly kill the
Yeah,
Galio.
definitely was pretty good, especially the later one on the Galio. He almost got the kill himself. The kill went on Nami, but
Yeah.
he still gets the assist. It's still beneficial overall for them.
In my opinion, he could have autoed
And
him once.
this might be
my God. So
something.
remember, these guys don't have... He's gonna back off because Nami and Vayne now...
That was too much from the blue side.
That's fine though. Like,
Yeah, they're going to escape.
this is what I mean. Jax is not that great of a jungler to gank. And also having a Lulu saving Vayne's ass there and Vayne actually being level 6, able to do something. Herald dropped in the mid lane. Interesting. That's gonna be
So
played.
here we go. Extra goal for the Master Yi.
Wow.
They're doing everything they can.
I mean, just
It's
10
not,
CS
it's not
down.
too much. It's not too much because it's only one plating,
Yeah.
and it's split between 2 players. So
If you
just
look
plus
into
60.
every lane here, top to bottom, every lane is even. Like the only discrepancy in lanes and CS is going to be like the jungle to mid, you know, like that funneling strategy. Again, what a beautiful bubble hitting here.
Really bad over aggressive from Galio. That should be a kill.
Dodges the taunt perfectly, and that's just
Yeah,
another
that,
like
that taunt is just not too
You don't
hard
have-
to dodge.
yeah, you don't have flash on Galio, you don't step up. That's the thing. Like that's it.
I do actually think even if he got hit by the taunt, just because the Galio uses E already,
He's
so the
dead,
dash
yeah.
and he didn't have flash, that would probably been a kill. But just a really well played and real nicely timed Q there coming out from the mastery. Extra clean.
Wait,
Now this is
questionable.
slightly questionable.
Gets the Drake.
Yes.
Okay, he's
It
gonna
should
die
probably
first,
work.
definitely. Yeah, okay,
No,
that's a shutdown.
Mastery got bursted down. Now, wow. Okay, that was.
That's questionable. I mean, yes, Infernal Drakes used to be the
Yeah.
strongest, but
And that's the
now-
thing we talked about, right? The CC log that the red side has, it's enough to lock in Mastery if anyone hits their abilities.
Yeah.
The first one connected, and then he just got locked for 3 seconds, and then he just melted.
Yeah, I'm
That was enough.
definitely saying that one was a kind of an int. You at least clear the wards, the pink ward in the pit, before you go for
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
You
That
don't
was
leave
just
it up?
simply not needed and not respecting the enemy.
Yeah, just delaying the power spike of Master Yi here a bit by getting shut down and enabling the enemy actually to have a comeback potential. It might not be one-sided.
Yeah, the most I think important part, one of the kills going on Wayne, and she's not doing bad. She's actually farming really well so far.
So is Karma. Like if you
Yeah,
look
so
at
is
gold,
Karma.
it's dead even in the bot lane, like 100 gold apart, and then dead even in the top side. Oh wait, actually, wait, Moffat's ahead in farm. Oh, okay, it's because Shine got a kill and 2 assists. That's why he has more gold. But Moffat actually slightly ahead in farm. but keeps losing the trades because he's leveled down as well. And then just the gold difference in the jungle is insane. That's wow. But that shutdown definitely helped. I didn't really see who got it. I think it was Vayne who got the shutdown on E. Not mistaken. Yeah, because they didn't kill anyone on bot lane, I believe. Now, 13 minutes into the game, closing out to that 14-minute mark with the plating is gone. That means we only got one plating taken, and that's the one in mid lane. Oh, actually.
Okay, so Galio is coming out. Wow, that will be enough.
That was well played.
That's
nice
bad.
chain.
I don't think Galio should have taken it, right?
I mean, Galio had ultimate. If he really wants to join, he just stays in the river there and.
No. I mean him just using the taunt there to take the kill.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Definitely.
That was bad.
To get that one.
Yeah, they do get the assist. They get some extra gold overall, right? It's some small extra gold overall, but
yeah.
You still wanted to go with that kill for Vayne, and Nautilus had no escape. He doesn't have flash.
I'm really interested.
That was a secured kill.
Yeah. So
I think that was a small blunder, and these actually add up, especially when you want your main champion to be extra fed.
Definitely, and also like you want to be beefy if you watch it. Look at the enemy team. If you stack some HP, like besides Z, there's no damage basically, right? So why do you go for Protobelt? I mean, yes, Protobelt is really great here into early game, and it's a nice wave clear and everything. But you don't need wave clear with Galio. Like you Q the wave, and the backline minions are gone. You auto with your passive. The frontline minions are half HP. You Q once again, they're gone. You know, so you don't really need the Protobelt. I would go for Word of Ages just because it scales way better. It gives you more HP, more AP. And of course, every level up makes sure you're going to be staying beefy in lane. And if you're behind, a scaling item is always better anyways. Like, why would you go for an early aggression item if you're behind in lane? Now, of course, you're going to go Tabais to counter the E. We saw already 2 Tabais on the field here. And actually going to be interested if Master is going to pick up some Merc threats this game. I don't think it's going to matter too much. But if it's just like 1 or 2 CCs hitting you, you're definitely happy with the Merc threats here. Oh, that's movement speed is just enough to dodge everything here. As we see the fight on top lane and mid lane actually continuing. Oh, nice heal coming through here. The exhaust now, but another beautiful bubble. And then the cancel on the top lane. Malphite ulted the Shen just to make sure. That was questionable.
Well, that was a nice miss, but it doesn't.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Nautilus
has more CC. It's fine.
Kill. And
They
now
the
they're
tower
just
here.
the first tower.
Yeah.
Not much the red side has to answer here, and again we do have a similar situation.
Yeah. This is
Mastery,
game
2
all
kills
over
already,
again.
some gold. They will take the Herald here for free, because I think it will be for free.
Pretty much.
And
There's nobody
that's
on the
even
map to
more
respond.
gold, and they can try to look to use it in the top lane.
That's something that really surprised me when Wyatt came out with. Oh, I think this is that Malphite. He has no. Oh no, he has flash still. And you say, yeah, no man. Okay, so what surprised me when Wyatt came out with this patch was right. Yes, the Drakes was a nice update. I think that was needed because the game was getting a bit stale. You know, it was like a bit blunt, a bit boring. So that was a nice update and nice addition to switch it up. Now the second thing is like they added a few bushes, making the warding situation differently. People have to readapt, have to relearn the game. But what's really surprising was this double herald. That's something I didn't expect them, because that just enables you as a jungler to boost the game, the speed of the game so fast. You can open up the map in 20 minutes completely.
Yeah, the double herald actually. I would say it is not, as one herald is not as impactful, because how it works right now and how you have to manage it to get more platings, and how the first charge pretty much kills the herald. You have to use it more strategically. So that was definitely added there. But the second thing also, as you said, 2 heralds do give more potential to abuse your opponent, and if used correctly, it can be really powerful.
Yeah.
And it can also be used as distraction to look for other objectives on the map.
Definitely. Now the interesting part here is going to be this Malphite and Shen, actually, because Malphite opting for the Frozen Heart here, realizing that Jax and Shen are the only essential danger early on, and then later on is going to be the Vayne, and if he's going to ult into the Vayne, the Frozen Heart is definitely very helpful. But yeah, I again would have liked AP Malphite and then the Nautilus support.
One thing we can definitely say that Jax from the Paralympic side is definitely doing better than he did the game before.
Yeah, he's trying to keep
looking on the farm, right?
Yeah, he realized there's no point in ganking and trying to deny the E. All you want to do is just basically farm as much and be always on the other side of
he's just trying to answer it on that side.
Yeah, like be sure that like he can't invade you because your buffs are down. Ooh, nice. That's a Shen ultimate as well. I think oh, he's actually gonna get taunted here. Oh, he missed. Oh, Jesus, that's sad. It's the second miss from Nautilus here that we could have resulted in a kill this time for sure, but he also didn't alpha the taunt from the Galio, meaning he got double taunted after.
Yeah, but we saw the thing. Master Yi almost died to 2 CC abilities coming from Galio and coming from Shen.
Yeah, but that's also the thing, he didn't die to 2 CC. Like, he was CC'd for so long.
Yeah,
so.
Of course, but you know, the thing is
double
done.
TP, Galio Shen are like, no, you don't touch my Vayne.
That should be an easy kill on Vayne. That should be an easy kill.
Vayne is actually
okay, now this
surviving.
time it's no blunder. The kill goes on Vayne, and
what? That was buggy. Master Yi gets taunted there. No.
But I think that was too much for Master Yi. Yeah,
that was a nice, nice taunt.
Yeah, as we talked, too much CC lock abilities, and now he just can't play like he played last game.
Definitely.
He's playing too aggressive.
He's playing way too aggressive now.
I'm not sure. I don't think they can defend it here. I mean, I think that's a mistake.
One thing, it's Karma AP, so there's definitely a chance to defend this. Malphite's here. He has ultimate. He's gonna get shut down.
No,
he's gonna shut down the Vayne.
That was just overstaying here. After they saw the Malphite teleport, they should have left.
They should chase this. Come on, Malphite, chase. I want you to get one more kill.
So yeah, a real nice covering teleport coming from the Malphite, but at the same time, they will get hurt on the top side. The Jax will be taking the tower.
But I don't agree if it was the double TP. I think one TP was fine, like Galio joining, that was cool. But you don't need the Shen to join as well. You can just have Shen sit mid lane this whole time and just pressure that lane. Because then you get double pressure, you get double tier 1, mid and top for sure. While you still get the kill on bot lane. Nautilus was pretty much dead as soon as one of these guys TP'd, correct? You don't need Shen there, or you don't need Galio there, one of them is enough. And if really needed, you could have sent Shen with TP and Galio walk to mid lane.
The thing with Shen is like, I don't think like overall the teleport, you know, and all of that was the mistake. I think them, you know, over diving there was mainly the mistake.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Afterwards it just went to shit by over diving. Now this is something we saw in the game too, and I'm surprised they don't think of warding it, Paralympic, because they knew Baron was nearly taken on spot. So yeah.
It happened before in 20 minutes, now it's happening at 21 minutes, and
just
if you know that
Master Yi,
Mastery,
big mistake.
If you know they're able to do it, you should just be more aware and trying to play around it like early on.
Interesting thing
most of the time, I just think it's coming through that this strategy is just not something teams practice in scrims or anything, right? They just usually they don't have to instantly go to the Baron when it spawns.
Yeah.
They don't have to respect it that much. But here, it should be adaptable after the first loss.
So the one thing that's annoying me right now with Wyatt Games spectating is that you're not able to see how many Drakes they have.
Dragons.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, the first Infernal Drake went over to the side of Justice, and then the second game was the second Drake was a Mountain that went over to the side of Paralympics. So it should be tied in Drakes 1-1. So this Mountain Drake is gonna be going over to Justice if he just clears that really fast. I don't think Paralympics have the time to respond. They're not in position, nor do they have the vision coverage. And that's then just a 2-1 in Drakes. Not quite sure how it will affect the game. Like right now I feel like Drakes are pretty less impactful, you know, like unless you stack them. Like let's say you stack 3 Drakes, that's good. But if you just have one, it's like not that big of a deal. Nice damage, damn. Karma damage is just insane. Like, Lulu nearly got one shot by that one, missing 3/4 of her HP after that Mantra Q from the Karma. These guys are dedicated to win this one, pushing with the Baron minions. And now it comes down to what I mentioned earlier, the wave clear. Like, Paralympics do not have any issue wave clear.
Obviously, we see the Vayne being 3-1. That's something that does give them the chance to work in later on in the game.
Definitely. Like, the Vayne is going to be the key factor here. If Jax and if Galio and Shen are going to be able to protect that Vayne together with the Lulu, and then the Jax is going to be able to keep the backline busy of Justice so that the backline can't freely heal and shield the Yi. That's definitely...
Yeah, for the red side, the later the game goes, the better it is. Because the structure of how the champions are right now and the scaling is way more beneficial for them than for the blue side. And especially then, if we get close or let's say to the max items, then all the funnel strategy lose the...
Of course.
All the potential.
But then again, Musty is sitting at 3 items completed plus boost, and everybody else is like at 2 items, so...
Yeah, so far they're doing...
Mid game is where they pop off, I would say.
Yes, so far it's really well.
And that's where
especially when we look at the map control.
Yeah, we at the mid game, boys. We're gonna have the 3-2-1 turrets coming down here in just a second, so there's gonna be tier 1s all completely gone from the map for Paralympics. So Justice happy about picking up those 3 turrets, giving them a slight gold advantage of 3,000. Yeah,
definitely. This time it's not as... This Baron is not as impactful as we saw it before, but I think it's more just because the Paralympic esports are respecting the enemy way more and not trying to look for fights, and they're just giving away what they have to give away.
What I'm interested in is, like, what is that buff that he has besides Sim? Let me see, actually. That's Harbingers, but Vayne has it as well. Oh no, Vayne is the red... Oh, it's red buff, never mind. I can't... These new fucking... Sorry, man. Like, yeah, the new visuals on red buff and blue buff are confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it, I have to say.
Yeah, I like it as well. It's visually pleasing. It's just if you're not used to it, I'm like, what is this, you know?
Yeah.
What item is that? So I was like, Lulu doesn't have the same item as Nautilus.
I understand what you mean, but that was funny.
Yeah, it's okay.
I like it a little bit more just because it's on the ground and, you know, it's less like covering the champion and all that. It's like, it is less fucking with your eyesight. You see it, it's simple, and that's enough.
Now we are looking forward to some team fighting. The only thing we didn't really have a lot.
What happens here is
okay.
Well, that was a lot used and nothing gained.
Yeah, I mean, they pulled the Flash and the Galio ultimate, but that's like not game deciding. The Vayne is still full HP, the Lulu ulti is still ready, the Shen ulti is still ready. So that was, in my opinion, you just go for Nami ulti there, because that's less of a cooldown than the Nautilus ult instead, you know? You don't gain anything from killing the Jax. There's no neutral objective to take. There's no Baron or Drake, so you don't need to hard commit for a Jax right there. He's not worth the gold.
I mean, they got the Flash. Right now, if they manage to abuse the idea that they got the Flash out of Jax, it's okay. But as you said, it's not the Vayne, it's not the carry, so it's not too big.
Definitely. Now, what I'm looking forward to is, as I said before, some team fighting going on. That was kind of a skirmish, not really, just a flash away and then I was gone. I'll really wait for this, like, I don't know, first big team fight, 5v5, 4v4, what I'm interested in. And I want to see if the Z is actually, well, since he's got funneled, he could definitely look to just push on the top side, close to the Baron, and then you send the Karma into the mid lane and the Malphite into the bot lane. Both of them having TP. Kind of like they're doing right now, just with the Yi being mid lane instead of top lane. Which is also fine in my opinion. But like Yi on the top side, the longer lane is definitely where you want him to be. But then again, there's also Mountain Drake spawning just now. And having awesome coverage on the side of
Whoa,
the
okay.
Baron. Okay, was not a misclick. You guys actually saw this correct. This is Jack starting up the Baron before clearing the vision. So again, a slight misplay in my opinion.
I think they're just
is,
having the idea that if they will get it, I think they just think that they'll have to rush it down. But that was just expecting too much, and now it will be.
I mean,
just,
Vayne entered this so hard. Oh, I'm sorry, but that was.
This will be just bad overall.
Yeah.
That's a bad call, and as you said, Wayne just going on Malphite there, it was really catastrophic.
Vayne turning on Malphite when he walks up. Yes, you 5-man turn on Malphite, but nobody helped her, first of all. Then she condemned him into nothing. So you have nothing left, and you're in front of a whole enemy team with your backline being behind you. And Shen and Galio are impossible to join you without getting disabled, so they had to back off a bit to use the ultimates.
Not sure why Galio is even staying there.
Yeah.
He had to use the flash, but the idea is you're not going to steal the Baron with your Q.
Definitely
Why
not.
are you staying there?
Like, the Q does not enough damage against monsters, so...
Yeah, so realistically, just being too cocky right after what happened is not something you should be doing.
Oh, I believe the Justice side needs one more Mountain Drake to get the triple mountain. And then we have...
It's really, I think, the main problem here was just the red side, they believed that they can do it in time, and they felt that they need to answer the dragon.
And I agree, red side could have done it in time, but not with Vayne is not even in the pit. Like, that was just...
I don't even think that was necessary, to fully go and to try to rush it down to answer that call, because...
You could have just turned and fight the game. Like, you have a Malphite there, 1v5.
As we talked, the timer is working in their advantage, so there's no need for them to...
Yeah.
Because now they lost it, now it's really hard for them. Now they just have to... They have to wait it out, they have to survive all of this push.
There you see the power of the shields. Malphite is actually unkillable. He didn't take a single HP damage from that tower, even though he tanked like 6 or 7 shots. Because his passive shield, then Karma shield, and then the Nami heal. Like, there's no damage coming to this guy. The only guy that could damage him is Vayne if she has one more item, but Vayne is struggling right now. These rotations, as I called before, pre the game. The game I called this rotation is gonna be where it comes down to outplay, not mechanical.
Yeah, Wayne definitely has a lot of damage, but as you said, one more item would be definitely something that puts her on the map, and also, if you look at the builds, she had to go for the QSS just to respect the idea of Malphite.
There you see, if there was any other team composition, that Shen would have been dead, because they just explode him with damage. But since it's a Yi, your main damage, and the Karma, you're not gonna utilize such a misplay by the Shen, missing everything, and not having a way of escaping anymore. And that's why the Shen survives. So a very weird composition, I must say, for Justice, but it works so far. And yeah, Paralympics have, in my opinion, the better comp, but don't execute it as well as Justice executing their comp. As why we are in the situation where Justice is 7k gold ahead and in a tower down for the Paralympics. Yeah, I think Tiger is asking for another timeout, but it's fine. Don't really care right now because this game is way too interesting.
Character. We'll give him that.
And there you see again, like, the longer this game goes, I give it another 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes, this game is gonna get to a point where Yi and Karma are not gonna have the damage anymore. Yes, you're gonna be able to maybe one-shot the Vayne, but that is in a perfect scenario. And that perfect scenario will not happen, because Lulu will be there, and as mentioned before...
As you say, yeah, if the game gets 10 minutes longer, and if the blue side are not opening the map anymore, then yeah, it will be really hard.
Yeah.
But
because I don't see this Yi doing what he did the games before. Yes, he's 300 CS at 32 minutes, so nearly perfect CS, but what's it gonna do? Like, you're getting to this point where everybody has 3 items, and at that point everybody is nearly a great champion, I would say. It's not like Kayle that needs 5 million items and 30-minute game to get online. Next call is gonna be the third mountain here. Definitely contested. Malphite on top side with TP enabled. Okay. They decide to give it up, even though they busted Lulu to like 10% HP.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of respect given to the like you said, to the composition of the enemy. But here you see they're quite smart. They know the dragon won't give like too much to the enemy because they're stuck in that position. Definitely,
you in the
it's still
driver's seat.
something that they could have easily contested.
If you look at the
say.
map, you had a perfect pink ward there in the river bush. I'll be able to show this. Like this one, this ward over here is the hero. He could have been the hero for the Malphite TP, flanking that Lulu.
Definitely, that was a high possibility. They decide they don't even want to take a slightest risk. They just take the second tier 2 tower for the bot lane, and now they have map completely open up. And now it's the question how they played out and how they pressure other objectives. The Baron is coming up, so that might be the one thing why they didn't use the teleport. Here I think it would be a possibility just to play it out with the teleports, with pressuring the map. But it seems they straight up will go for the Baron and just work on the vision control.
In my opinion, you still should put the Z in a side lane. Like, who's gonna answer the E? The only guy that could attempt to answer is the Jax, right? Because of Counter-Strike. Like, even the Shen is gonna lose this straight up, even though he has one armor item and tab ice, so...
I mean, the Vayne can answer him if she does everything perfectly, but as you say, there's no realistic answer to him.
Before the game I said, if this is Gosu, yes. But no.
Because now it's the most important thing. Vayne got the PD, so now she's really strong.
Of course. And he didn't go for the like tanky builds. I like to go like 1 HP item on the Master Yi. Why are they not finishing Baron? Like, Yi, hit the Baron, please.
Okay, so now Malphite is down his ultimate. That's really big.
They
And
just
now,
back off.
Yeah, they have to back off.
Okay, Jax is half HP. He couldn't contest. Oh, nice damage here.
The thing here is, if you look at the items that Red Side has, there's not much magic resist. The only item is on Shen.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
And that really hurts because they have that amazing hit for Karma. Wow, she's just chipping them off right now. And now that's smart because they do have mastery, but they don't even have to use it. They can just chip out the enemy and deny them that way.
10 more seconds, not even Malphite has his ultimate back. I think Vayne is not aware.
Vayne is not aware, they're just taking a lot of time, and they can take the time because their mid lane is pushing. They chipped out some damage to their Nexus towers. It's not fast, but they definitely can just play around.
Why are they not just finishing? I know there's a 50-50 chance here, but he could just finish.
Pull back now that's bad. The question is, will they expect it?
Ult the Vayne. Malphite, come on. Yeah, they're looking to push out.
Yeah, the blue side is looking for something.
He tried. I mean, I give him that, but I was just no.
And now that probably will be it.
Yeah, he is just gonna not do
Vayne
damage.
is definitely doing everything she can, but
she gonna auto her once more. He is, and he's not even gonna go into Guardian Angel, so that's gonna be the game. Okay. Wow, okay, comes down to a big misplay at Baron in my opinion from the red side team. Blue side is playing it very slow,
Vayne
very smart.
got really close on mastery, but
yeah.
The final strategy worked out.
Yet again.
As we said, a lot of power coming out from the Karma pick. Malphite definitely, and all of this idea. In the end, attacking side won against the defensive side.
Wow.
So really nice and really impressive comeback from the Justice side. So congrats to them. A reverse sweep coming out for 2-1 victory, and they're taking the points.
Mm-hmm. Definitely unexpected, I must say. Like unexpected. Definitely less expected than in the second game when I saw that funneling strategy, because this one was just a fiesta of a composition. Like the pick and ban phase was where I lost my head. Besides that, I give them props for pulling this one off, man. Like, mad respect. I'm impressed. Like, that was great.
Yeah, that was great, and definitely that was impressive.
Yeah, this puts us as a 2-1 for the Justice, winning this best of 3, making, as you said, the reverse sweep. So that's going to be updating our standings as well, which we're going to have a look at in just a second, boys. So let's don't quit just yet. And we're also going to maybe have an interview. I would like to talk to this Master Yi. So let's just look at our standings real quick. There we go. So this will put Paralympics and Big Biceps with 0 points, together with Washed Up Kids, at the last 3 spots. Then we will have Justice, Quantum Vortex, Restore Hope, and Restore Hope. Those 3 tied for 3rd, 4th, and 5th place with 2 points, so only winning 1 game so far, I believe. And then we have CE Legacy and ELG Sports battling it out for 1st and 2nd right now. Both of these guys in the 1st place, just separated by the plus and minus numbers as asked before. This is tiebreaker numbers. Don't worry about these too much. Later on they will not matter, as everybody will face off against everybody once, and therefore no tiebreakers can happen mathematically. Now, this being said, I had a great time looking at these last 2 games. The first game was interesting, but very one-sided in my opinion, and a bit of misplay on a lot of sides. Then the second and the third game was where it went very, very interesting in my opinion. So I would like to speak to the team Justice. Like, if anybody is up for an interview, let me know in the Twitch chat or in any other of the social chats like YouTube or what's it called? Mixer. I will see it, and you can also tell me in Discord. We would like to have a chat with you, man. I will have 1 or 2 questions for you coming your way, and then you can be on your way, whoever you want to send.
Furious is already saying that Mastery is up for the interview, so just contact Jason, and we will get you into the room.
I mean, you can, if you scroll down to above the TG Diamond League on the Discord, you will see a room called Waiting. If you go into that one, I can just drag you into our online room. Or live.
Drag him in.
Drag him in. I'm gonna lure you in with candy. Yeah, as I said, there's this waiting room in the streamer lounge. Just make sure to join that one, and I can pull you into our room, and then we can have a little bit of a chat going on. I mean, well played to the Master Yi in the end. I was skeptical, but yeah. Then he pulled it off. Okay, there he is. Welcome, mister. And
welcome.
Oh, hello.
Congratulations on the win, first off. I mean,
thank you.
Well deserved, I must say. Pulling off that reverse sweep.
Thank you. Well, the first match wasn't really good, and neither was our last team either we played against. It didn't really go very well. Okay,
because in my opinion, after seeing that first game, I was a bit worried. I was like, okay, a lot of missteps, a lot of miscommunication happening. There's going to be a 2-0 series for Paralympics esports. But then, of course, you guys, justice wins down from heaven, as you can say, because you just pulled out the support champions and were like, hey, Master Yi, you want to be invincible? Let's do it. I mean,
we were thinking about we need to try a standard comp for once in our first game, and then we decided, well, this didn't work. Okay, well, let's try something else.
Yeah, I mean, mad props for having the balls to pull this one out. I wouldn't have done that in your case, but you obviously are a confident Master Yi player. I checked a bit on your stats. You don't seem to be a guy that mains him like an OTP Yi in ranked, but you definitely have played a fair share of Master Yi games.
I played a Yi game here and there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't really main him. I usually play AD carry actually, so I'm off-rolling twice.
Great. Okay. Well, is your mid laner perhaps also off-rolling, because he didn't seem to be too much into that Jace Vladimir matchup that he should be winning. But hey, no flame.
Nah, it was just bad miscommunication in general. We knew what we did wrong, and we talked about it after the game, and then we decided, okay, let's actually do the plan B we planned.
Okay, great.
Is the Master Yi something that you actually guys practiced a lot of this funneling strategy, or is it something that you basically
we
decided
played,
on
we
the spot.
played it. We didn't really practice it. We played it a couple of games, and we decided, this will work. No one will see this coming, and we'll probably win.
Well, we can give you that for sure, that no one saw that coming,
Yeah.
and it worked out
You had
perfectly.
me confused in both drafts, man. I was like, what is going on? Okay, so while I will wait for the chat, if chat has any questions for this Master Yi player from the Team Justice that won this best of 3 with a 2-1 doing the reverse sweep, let me know in chat. Just post them questions there. I will be giving them forward to him, and he will answer them to his best knowledge. Now, another question coming out from me here, actually, and also a little bit of a demand. So whenever you guys play a champion selection, or like you play a game in our tournament, and in the champion selection you should be in order, that would be very much appreciated. Because
Oh,
not
we
only...
are technically in order, because I am actually playing top lane. We tend to swap like lanes in this regard.
I see, okay. Well, then I guess it's fine. But yeah, it was very confusing for stream. I was not sure if it's Nautilus mid, Nami mid, or Malphite mid, what is going on, or even Karma, you know. But then in the end, I guess, turned out to be going everybody to their respective lanes. And one thing is, like, I touched on this a bit. So why did you pick up this Nautilus? Because this Nautilus, yes, of course, it's nice to see, but wouldn't have been like the Nami bot lane with the Karma and then a real mid laner that has some wave clear to actually, if you get behind, have some wave clear to disable the push from the enemy team.
Not to reveal too much, but it's mainly due to comfort. Because we have practiced certain things and we decided, oh, we're going to go with this. So the Nautilus is always going to go bot lane, basically.
Okay, so basically just comfort picks. That's explainable.
Yeah.
That's understandable, of course. I can respect that. There's a few questions in chat here, actually. Asking if it's a Jhin main. Well, I'm just going to give that to you. Are you a Jhin main man?
I am actually a Jhin main, yeah.
Okay, I could tell because you altered 4 times and then you altered. Anyways, I think Karma did the most damage this year for your shock saying, and then also another bit of a troll question. He's asking, is he used to being carried by supports? Well, seeing as you're an ADC main, I guess that's true.
Oh, don't worry. I've played with several supports that always carry me. That's usually how I get higher ranked.
Okay, yeah. So basically, you always picked up this Master Yi in the early draft, right? You've picked them up in like the first or second rotation. I think in the third game it was first rotation, and in the second game it was second rotation.
In the second game we did it second rotation because
Exactly.
we knew that they were never gonna expect it, so
Yeah.
it's never gonna get picked, never gonna get banned. So we might as well why show our hand early.
The second your strategy gets known, your fun strategy is known to the enemy from like after game 2, and they're like, okay, this is a problem, we need to ban this out. They went for the Heimerdinger ban still. They went for the bans that are like, they felt like were dangerous, but they didn't go for the Master Yi ban. What do you do if they ban Master Yi? Do you just switch from funneling strategy to back to normal strategy, or do you have another funneling champion in your pocket?
I mean, that really depends, but I think people will have to see. They'll have to try to ban it, and then they'll see what we do.
Okay, great. He's not going to give us any knowledge, boys, sadly. But yeah, definitely going to look forward to see you guys even more. One last question, or 1 or 2 last questions here from chat is going to be, why do you think they ban Cassio all the time? Any idea on that one?
Honestly, we were just as dumbstruck as everybody else, because we were never going to play Cassio. We never practiced Cassio, and we were never actually having a plan to play Cassio. So
Okay.
in our opinion, that was a wasted ban every game.
I mean, just a misread maybe of OPGGs, but that's fine. Then the other question is going to be, would you choose Baron or Inhib? I don't know in which regard and which situation this is targeted to, so maybe a bit hard to answer.
Baron or Inhib? I'd usually do Baron most of the time.
Okay, most of the time Baron. I mean, Baron enables you to afterwards get the inhib, so that's the logical view on this, of course.
But it also depends on like every game. Like
Of course,
if you can snowball an inhib into Baron, that's probably better. But usually you need Baron to get an inhib, like this game.
But if you have like a split pushing champion, you can always go for bot inhib and then go towards that top side Baron, because then the bot inhib is going to be pushed with Superman. So like there's a variation of these things. He answered the question with Baron over inhib, and then asking who comes up with these threats is going to be the last question before we go into our goodbye.
Fair enough.
So who is actually this Megamind in your team? Who's gonna dictate those drafts and these compositions?
This is actually a team effort. Like we decided on this late after our scrims and our practice. We decided things weren't working out, and then like half our team left, and then we decided, why don't we play this? Why don't we try this? And that was kind of just how it came to fruition. And then we all actually pitched in to help and develop a team strategy around it.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I mean, trying new things is essentially how you progress, because you will see what fits you, what doesn't fit you, what is your style, and what can you capitalize on. And I think, to my knowledge at least, you played this funnel strategy really perfect. The freeze was always on point. You even baited twice a kill in. The Nami baited a kill in on a Galleon.
Yeah, Nami played really well.
So, yeah, definitely redemption for that Jace game. And I'm thankful for you coming to join us and answering our questions. Best of luck on the Rift and also in this tournament. Hope to see you guys on stream again. And if not, I will hopefully see you in the standings up there, because that was fun to watch. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll do our best to not disappoint everybody who's watching today.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us, and see you soon, man.
Thank you.
Okay, boys, with that, everybody in chat, thank you for joining us today. No matter if you joined us on Mixer, on YouTube, or on Twitch. Also, don't forget, please follow the stream on all 3 platforms, and don't forget to follow our socials. They are on your stream, on your screen right now. Is going to be connecting-esports.com, our website. Then you're going to have Challenger Mode Connecting Esports in one word with a /s in the beginning. Same for Connecting Esports on Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow us, like us, everything. We have giveaways there. We have a lot of interesting information that you should be seeing. Even a beautiful cat on Instagram updated today. Go and check that out. And then, boys, I am really thankful for all of you guys joining. I had a great time casting this one with all the issues, technical difficulties. We pulled through. We had a long 3-hour session. But in the end, it was worth it, because those games were insane. I think Mike can only agree with that one.
Yeah, definitely amazing time, and a lot of amazing people watching the stream and talking in the chat. So it was definitely entertaining and really fun, not to only watch the games, but to communicate with all the amazing people in here. So definitely good and definitely fun.
There we go, trolling a bit with chat, as you guys can see now. Thank you all for watching, and see you guys next time. I will really be looking forward to our next games, if they're going to be as exciting as these ones. And with that, it's going to be our final word. J7 here on board with Mike, also known as Sleeping One. You guys were watching Connecting Esports live with the TJ Diamond League. Have a great weekend. That's coming up in just a day.